Hello everyone, here we are at the historic Belgium Grand Prix for round number 14 of season 5 of ALR. Fantastic, isn't it? Well, it's been a fantastic season. I've really enjoyed this one, and it's been a very much a history-making season as well. Probably one of the most dominating seasons in ALR history thus far at the moment from Emerson. He has won a quarter of a century Grand Prix now. He won his 25th Grand Prix of his career in ALR and his 71st Grand Prix start last time out. Absolutely magnificent, wasn't it? For Emerson, and I gotta say, it's absolutely fantastic what he's doing this season. Magnificent, really it is. Listen to these stats before we get into the session itself. And 13 starts and 7 Grand Prix win to his name. 6 podiums, 12 podiums. He's only not been on the podium in one event thus far this season. He has not had a DNF to his name. He hasn't had a driver of the day either. And also, he's been scored in every single race that he's participated in this season. Absolutely magnificent. I think that there is I think in terms of records and things like that, I am sure that the record for the most podiums in a season is 17, which was set by Granty a couple of seasons ago. Then, so I think Emerson's well on his way to really decimating that one. Absolutely fantastic. Talking of which, I'm gonna go for the constructors, and of course we are here at the historic Belgian Grand Prix in Spa. It is in Spa, isn't it? The longest racetrack. Then it is 4.3 mile long, something like that, or 7 kilometers if you want to be a bit European about this. But yes, it is the Belgian Grand Prix. Absolutely cracking at racetrack as well. They've altered it over the past couple of years, haven't they? Which is not been great, I must say. As I got to say, I'm a bit of a traditionalist. I do enjoy when they don't touch anything, but never mind. Beggars can't be choosers, can they? Thank you for our new subscribers as well. We're up to 309. Unfortunately, my email hasn't told me who's subscribed, which is absolutely disgraceful behaviour, I would say, and I'm very disappointed at that. And don't worry, I'll be very upset with Outlook. I'm going to switch it off and back on. Let's take a look at the drivers and the constructors, shall we? Whilst we've got a moment of I got to say, we've got absolutely a beautiful day here in Spa at the moment, haven't we? Goodness me, look at that. No cars are out on circuit at the moment as we are counting. Well, we're about 6 minutes, almost 2 minutes into this qualifying session, and no one has peeked out of their garage yet. Goodness me. Brilliant stuff, Ben. Right then. Emerson leads the championship then, and of course we had that little intro of Emerson there, very much on course then to break a lot of records this season here in season 5 of ALR. And I must say that Granty's season 2 and season 3 exploits was absolutely magnificent, weren't they? But I think that Emerson is he's just magnificent at the moment, isn't he? Absolutely fantastic indeed, really. And he's got 130 points in front of Cartboy at the moment. Emerson's also the earliest man to win a ALR Gold Championship when he won it on round 20, didn't he? Last season as well, with 2 rounds to go, and that is the earliest the championship in gold has ever been contested, ever been won. So now, of course, the earliest in all of the divisions was actually Glock, wasn't it? Back in, I think it was season 1, and I think the Spanish Grand Prix round 15 or 16. My goodness me, I don't think that the championship is going to be wrapped up that early, but he seems to be running away with this at the moment, doesn't he? Right, going back to the championship, shall we? Because I've been waffling away. It's Emerson leading in 130 points in front of Cartboy, who's on a magnificent season, I must say. I think Cartboy in his first full season in gold, he's really shown he's got a lot of potential, hasn't he? And his consistency is quite incredible, to say the least. And I feel that this is a building block for next season. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Cartboy could do with a season's worth of experience under his belt in that AlphaTauri. Impressive stuff indeed. Knowlesy's had a very good start to the season, didn't he? Won 3 Grand Prix in the first 6 races or something like that, didn't they? Magnificent 17, but unfortunately Knowlesy's had a bit of a blip, hasn't he, in the mid-season, unfortunately. Milan is in 4th position and 16 points behind Knowlesy. We've got Pease in 5th position. He's moved out 2 positions. Gurman and Liam have dropped down a position, and we've got Indian Jesus in 8th position. Vitard 9th, and Mr. Elite completes the top 10. Equals had a fantastic result last time out. He has moved out 6 positions and is now out of threat of the relegation zone for the time being, anyway. And talking of the relegation zone, we have Diego, Tango, Dynamo Dan, and and Summer Wing. They are all joint on 12 points apiece, and my goodness me, William, who hasn't got a point yet, is in 20th position. Gunnar also hasn't got a point yet, in 19th as well. Cowie is on 13 points and is just in front at the moment. Is getting very close, isn't it? Goodness me. On board then with Total Peace, and I think he's the first driver out on circuit, if I'm not very much mistaken, or the first driver to set a time. Nope, I am mistaken. It is Carboy who is at the top of Radion as well, and we was talking about how great Carboy has been this season, and here he is on the track right now. Coming up Kemmel straight into Lake Calm now then. Oh, this is my favourite track. I love this circuit. I could talk about this forever and a day. It's got incredible... It's got incredible long flowing corners, hasn't it? Look at that lockup as well, going into the downhill turn as well. That's a Gunnar, I think, who was just visiting the scenery there. Coming out of the corner with no name as well, Carboy. Has it got Puyong now? Is it the most challenging corner on the circuit now? Possibly, but having said that, I would say that Radion and Eau Rouge are probably the most challenging still. Yes, in these modern day Formula 1 cars, the downforce is absolutely exceptional, isn't it? But you still get heavy crashes up there, don't we? And of course, we had a very contentious moment in season 4 last season, didn't we? Where the two championship contenders, Granty and Emerson, came to blows, didn't they? And because of that, it took Emerson out on the spot, didn't he? But of course, Emerson will hopefully, I think, go home tonight. And he has had no DNFs at all this season, which is absolutely magnificent, isn't it? As now we've got Carboy coming through Blanchemont now before coming up to the bus stop chicane then. And I've got to say, they've been moving out the way quite nicely there for Carboy. Very impressive stuff indeed then. Hopping over the curves as well in the bus stop. But then, of course, it was called the bus stop chicane because it used to be a bus stop way back when. Carboy goes fast, and he is the first driver to set a time, put a time on the board of a 42.452. What about Pease then? Out of the final turn for the Williams, and the Williams goes fastest on a 41.8 there. So good times then right from the off here. Lovely stuff indeed. Then what about Equals then? Nope, that's the wrong Mercedes. I need to look at Liam. Here he is. He's invalidated his time, unfortunately. Liam has so, and we've got some yellow flags at the top of Radion as well, which I'm going to be keeping an eye on, I think. Indian Jesus coming up to the line as well, and whilst Indian Jesus completes his lap, let's as he's gone second fastest one, and I need to also, as Gunnar's invalidated time, we're on board with Liam at the moment. Tango's just coming up to the final chicane as well. Renault lead the Constructors' Championship 131 points in front of AlphaTauri, which is the team of Tango and of this man and of Carboy as well in fourth position there. William has just gone third fastest. Tango has gone at second fastest, a whisker in front, and Emerson has just gone faster still, 4/10 of a second in front of the rest of the field at the moment there, and underlying what we opened the show with earlier on this afternoon. Fantastic. Here comes Dynamo Dan. He's invalidated his time. He's going to have to go around again. Equals is damaged the car by the looks then, so he's had a cropper. And here comes Mr. Elite coming out of Stavelo, or I think it is, or is it Paul Frere? I'm not too sure. Mr. Elite then flicking it through Blanchemont there. Going back to the constructors, yes, AlphaTauri second, and McLaren have dropped down to third then, unfortunately. They're 15 points away from the AlphaTauri. Racing Point are in fourth position. They're 20 points away from McLaren. Alfa Romeo are fifth. They've got in front of Haas, who's dropped down to sixth now, unfortunately, so they're 11 points behind the Alfa Romeo team. Mercedes is seventh. Williams are in eighth position. Mercedes are 2 points behind the Haas team. Williams are 16 points behind the Mercedes team. Red Bull are in ninth position. Ferrari, unfortunately, are propping up the table at the moment, but Mr. Elite isn't. He's fifth fastest at this current moment in time then. Equals then is just watching him now, then he has damaged the car. I think he'll be back in the track there. We just seen Summer Wing there, who's taking a detour as well. Gunnar is also taking a detour. Oh dear, there's cars off left, right and centre here at the moment, isn't there? Emerson's time then very quick right from the get-go, isn't it? Last season's pole position was actually set by Walker, wasn't it? 41.630 then from Walker. Well, we've already completely eclipsed that, haven't we? Goodness me. So that just shows the pace of this season, doesn't it? Good gracious me then. So we're already about 2/10 of a second faster than the last season's pole position time, which is quite impressive. The all-time lap record around here is actually set by, I think it's set by Granty as well, actually, if I'm not very mistaken. Indeed, it is a 1:43.451. So Emerson's got about 300 there to sort that out. Then Total Peace has got the fastest lap around here of 1:43.5. Good stuff indeed. Then, as I was just reading through the stats, Gunnar's come back into the pits, and Lost Souls then is on a quick lap as well, and coming through the corner with No Name then, riding a bit of curbs then before dropping down into Puyol. I keep saying, it's Puyol, isn't it? I keep saying Puyol, and the Spanish centre-back. Goodness me, I'm completely mixing up my sports, ain't I? Let's go for the comments, shall we? I've got a Snapchat, excellent. Emerson's recently added to his story. And also, Arsenal leading 1-0 against Sheffield United as well. Great stuff indeed there. Of course, if anyone's got any pets today, National Pet Day. I do have 2 dogs, but I don't really like to talk about them, to be honest, because unfortunately they're my sisters, and yeah, enough said about them, the better, really. We just got Lost Souls then, who is coming into a Blanchimont as well, car at 20, and now look at that then. I gotta say, these corners are not as tough as they used to be on it, and it's the same with Eau Rouge and Radion, but I think Eau Rouge and Radion from the F1 2020 game standpoint, it's a tough corner indeed. That's usually where a lot of drivers come a cropper. Lost Souls is got within 0.3 of a second of Emerson at the moment now. Knowlesy out on circuit as well, and he is just flicking it out of last source, and we're on board with Vike Delaf, and this is his second Grand Prix start for Vike Delaf. He started in the British Grand Prix. He is back in action here in gold for the Belgian Grand Prix as well. Likes all the circuits, begins with B. Great stuff. Or I should say all the countries begin with B. German then, who's I've heard a whisper that he's hurt his shoulder, hasn't he? German is, and so he might be against the 8 ball here. Remember that German is a wheel user, isn't he? Tango's left the session there, so he's absolutely distraught by the news I've just given him. But yeah, German there is going to be very much. I think he's racing on the pad tonight, if I'm not very much mistaken, or if he might be going against or he's going really up against the pain barrier here tonight there, and using his wheel then. Of course, if you do have a wheel set up there, you use your you use your shoulders, and quite a lot of your body as well, don't you, to put the pressure on, don't you? And whilst I've been waffling away, I haven't even talked about the comments yet. I'm absolutely appalled with myself. 7 minutes ago in this qualifying session, look at those rain clouds. They are starting to gather over here in Spa. I haven't even spoke about the about this incredible history of this circuit yet. And one of is, of course, it has this very own weather system, doesn't it? It seems, because we're in the Ardennes Forest, we seem to have a lot of rain around here, don't we? And German is going second fast as well. That shows that I know absolutely nothing about the human body, because look at that, German second fast, a 10th of a second away from Emerson as well. Here comes Knowlesy then, of course, out of the final turn with the traditional black helmet as well. Comes across the line. Knowlesy is 9th fastest in the racing point. Is he going to be safe in that one? He might be looking over his shoulder. Liam's validated his time, and he is the slowest of the timed runners thus far, and he's also damaged the car as well, and he's coming back in the pits, and I think this is a very good time. He's also, goodness me, he's ricocheting and going into the pits. I think this is one of the hardest pit entries of all of the calendar, isn't it? It's so narrow in there. As the Mercedes mechanics are getting to work now, they've got to sort him out with 7 minutes to go in the qualifying session, as we got Cowie, who I say last week was robbed, wasn't he? Of he's got a new helmet, lovely. I say Cowie was absolutely robbed last week in Hungary. He could have and should have won that Grand Prix. Unfortunately, had a connection gremlin, and because of that, he dropped out of the session. And then inexplicably, the AI that took over his car boxed him, didn't it? And rain! There is rain now. Guess we was expecting. Well, I wasn't expecting it because I haven't read through the comments, and I'm sure that all of you have been shouting at me. There is rain there on Cowie's car then. Oh goodness me, anyone who's left it late then is going to be sweating the bullets now. I'm already sweating bullets. Liam, could be in major trouble here. He could be a major scalp that is out of this qualifying session from the early get-go. Liam is out of he's not out of qualifying yet then. He might make it through. Depends how heavy this rain comes down now. Cowie then is into the second part of the course as well. We have a runner there. Vike is in for the replacing Jonathan there, who's unfortunately not very well tonight, so hopefully Jonathan gets better soon, and he'll be hopefully back in action as well. Up until this season, Jonathan had never missed a race, so he's having a bit of a stop-start season. Jonathan is in the ALR world at the moment, and William is retired from the session now. This was William that took his first and only pole position on his debut here back in season 2, if I'm not very much mistaken. Here comes Cowie then into the bus stop chicane as well. Look at that, a hop, skip and a jump then. Out of the final turn then, look at that then, as he had to hacksaw away then. This we had absolutely torrential rain, didn't we, in COBALT in the Hungarian Grand Prix. We had beautiful sunshine for 3 days in the Hungarian ring, and then it absolutely poured down in the COBALT race. It was a great race indeed. I love that race. Absolutely fantastic. And of course, we do have a new star in the making, don't we? Of you mad bros, absolutely fantastic in COBALT, wasn't he, in the wet there? But you got to say that Jim was a fantastic performer as well, from 20th on the grid to win the Grand Prix. There are some outstanding drives in COBALT on Wednesday. Vike then is just at the top of Lake Holm. Gunnar is coming into the final part of the course as well. Gunnar, oh goodness me, I thought he was going to invalidate his time there. Got to say, I'm throwing caution to the wind now. Gunnar is out of final turn. He is 16 fast at the moment. Diego coming out of Blanchimont there as well. Then before coming up to the coming up to the finish timing line then. Breaking down then into third gear before getting back on the power. Oh my word, then getting squirrely. And Diego is slower than Gunnar at the moment. What about Vike then? Vike is in the middle part of the lap as well. 4 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Formula moments first. Can't wait for this one. Indian Jesus, let's go. Q1 equals a free practice free then. I have a feeling Indian Jesus hasn't I feel that Indian Jesus hasn't had much practice then, by the sounds of that. Bulky Volcano, my pace and overtaking was on point on Wednesday. Bulky Volcano got his first ever points in ALR. Fantastic stuff indeed there from Bulky. He finished 7th, but Ayrton threw the book at him and put him down to 8th there, which was very naughty of Ayrton, wasn't it? We've got Ayrton saying, hello, Sean there. Gunnar saying, any chance you could throw the match on the background, Sean, so I can hear it, please? No, no way, Pedro. Because I don't think I have... Vike's gone into 15th fastest there, and that should get him through into qualifying 2 then. So that's a magnificent effort there from Vike, by 600ths of a second from Liam, and I think that is a magical lap there from the Renault driver. Very much Charles Leclerc-esque, isn't it, where he was where he got through into qualifying 3, I think, when it was pouring down the Brazilian Grand Prix 2018. Magnificent performance there from Vike, and I think that's the star of qualifying thus far. Yes, we've only been on air for about 15-20 minutes, but that was magnificent, isn't it, from Vike? Well done indeed, my good sir. Gunnar there is just off the circuit at the moment then, the Irishman. And we've also got Diego, who is he still going for it? He is still going for it at the moment then. Out of qualifying then is Milan in the Ferrari. We'll talk more about Milan then in just a jiffy. Unfortunately, he's got a qualifying ban. Summer Wing has called it a day. He is down in 19th position, and that's a very talented back row of the grid then. So watch those two come through like a hot knife through butter. What about Diego? Diego through. He's 17 fast. He's found 8 seconds there, but it is not enough at the moment, is it? He needs to find 7/10 of a second. Knowlesy is out on track as well, and I think that Knowlesy might be just out trying to explore the circuit. Gunnar is coming back into the pits as well. Has Diego got anything left? I don't think he has, unfortunately, with 2 minutes to go in this qualifying session. He may be out of qualifying. Wilson saying a beautiful track then, as we got Vike saying at second. Hello Vike then, welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a good day. I'm sure he's having a great day now. Getting through in the qualifying too. Summer will rain 15 minutes and for the rest of the qualifying session, then a dry race. Thank you, Summer Wing. I really wish that I read that earlier. So but there you go. A lovely helmet from Diego, by the way, fantastic. Milan Spinella, welcome back, Milan. And of course, the transfer. Well, we might say it now, haven't we? The transfer has been completed, or should I say, the driver line has been altered in the Ferrari team, Mr. Elite, and now we'll have teammates from Milan then. So Milan there, of course, was the McLaren driver, missed the Hungarian Grand Prix, and he's back in action for the Scuderia Ferrari, the most famous Formula 1 team in all of ALR and all of Formula 1 as well. So yeah, good stuff indeed there from Milan, and Ferrari currently propping up the table then. So I feel that the Ferrari team of both Echo and Mr. Elite have been very unlucky this season. So and Echo, remember, is a former Constructors World Champion. Him and Emerson were great together last season, I feel. And Echo is and I think Echo's had a bit of a stop-start season, but when he is on fire, he's very good indeed. So Echo is a step back for the time being, but we hopefully see Echo back in an ALR race in the not-too-distant future. We got Simon Shifton, good evening all, and a happy start to the new week then. Yes, indeed then. I've got to say, my week don't start until tomorrow, but luckily enough, I didn't really want to go to work today on a Sunday anyway. We've got missed my teammate Indian Jesus already then. We've also got Digger saying, looking forward to this one. Should be a great start. And Sam saying, shouldn't have left Milan. Oh, goodness me, so I'm a brutal customer, as always, isn't he? As they're all coming back into pits, and as this qualifying session has ended on a bit of a damp note, hasn't it, really? They've had rain coming out of the heavens as well. So that is the end of qualifying 1, unfortunately, really, isn't it? So we'll be into qualifying 2 in just a jiff as well. But this is why I've left the comments till very late on, because I knew it was going to rain, obviously, which is based on saying that with tongue-in-cheek. We have got Serious Mushroom, welcome to the stream, Serious. Evening, or good evening to Sam as well. And we've also got Jamie saying, what's the crack, lads? So I think that Jamie's been hanging around with Gunnar too long then. That's usually Gunnar's line. But hello, Jamie, welcome to the stream then. And Serious asked, what's the word for the race? That it will be, it's going to be a dry race, it's going to be a wet qualifying session. And I must say that anyone who's participated in the race here for ALR this week, either today, tomorrow, the next day, or the day after, I would expect some drivers, well, most of them, to at least tried a wet session, a wet setup then, or a wet session there, because I think there's going to be more than 50% that there's going to be rain affected races for probably 2, maybe 3 of them. Perhaps there ain't going to be a wet race today though, is there, in gold? Liam saying, I'm awful at Spa, so I knew I'd be out then. But of course, Liam is a very quick customer in the rain anyway. German within the 500th of a second, within 100th of a second away from Emerson there. Fantastic. Milan out qualifying then in its new Ferrari surroundings then. Summer Wing in 19th position now. Gunnar is in 18th in the Red Bull. Diego is 17th, and Liam, out by the slimmest of margins there, as Vike had a cracking time there, didn't he? I must admit, that was fantastic stuff there from Vike to get through into qualifying too, because he did that on a track that was very damp indeed. So good stuff indeed there. And so he will be breathing a huge sigh of relief, and he is through into qualifying too. Great stuff indeed there. Serious West is saying Cowie left that late. He did indeed there. Cowie also like going against the grain as well. Luckily he is through as well. Good stuff indeed there. Half time, it's 1-0 by the way to Arsenal Gunnar. We have got Alberto saying best wishes for everyone, especially for Mr. Equal. Said hello Alberto. We've got Jamie saying and we've just got how you not gonna say hi back? Sorry, Jamie. Hello there. I'm a bit I'm a bit behind at the moment, as Knowles is retired from the session now for being a naughty boy. So I haven't read the messages yet. But hello, Jamie. Welcome to the stream then. Jake saying, I think summer crashed at Rouge. Saw it on the map there. Oh goodness me. So yes, so that's why summer is out then. So I'm glad you're all paying attention, and I'm certainly not, am I? I haven't really got an excuse really, have I? Because I've had a roast dinner today, I've had a bit of beef, and so I should be very much on song here tonight, and these drivers need to be on song as well, because the rain is getting heavier and heavier by each minute, each second of this session as well. Look at how much it's raining. It was just very light rain. It was a very light rain, spit in. Now it is light rain, transitioning to light rain. The track is now quite wet there, which means that the intermediate tires are going on the shallow groove tires. They do exactly what they say on the tin. They're in between the dries and the wet tires, of course. We're going to get the wet tires. Of course, talking of the last wet race in the Hungarian Grand Prix, we've seen that you mad bro putting on the wet tires there and was absolutely magnificent, wasn't he? I think he's our new rain master of ALR. Magnificent performance indeed. German almost into the barrier with no name. Oh my word, there. That would definitely have woke up German, I would say. We have got Camera Racer. Hello, Sean. Hello, all. Good. Hello, all. Racer. Good luck in the race tonight, then, for the goal team. We've also got There's a Gunnar saying that. Nah, Sean, I'll teach you about the spark crack then. And Gio saying, hello, my favourite commentator, shortly there. Hello, Gio. Hope you're well as well. And of course, we've also got the Nightbot as well. And I'm going to read this out because, of course, it's all about the plugs and stuff, isn't it? Don't forget to like and subscribe to ALR and hit that bell to stay up to date when when we go live. Then follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all the ALR extras. See the links in the description. Brilliant stuff indeed. Then, so yes. Of course, I do throw a little plug out there as well. 14 cars in this qualifying session. 3 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Then, as German there is coming out of the final turn. Then, let's see what he can do. Then, so he's going to start his lap. Then he only did one run in qualifying one. Everyone is out on track. Then, so to me, I feel that they're the oh, excuse me, I haven't got me telemetry up. That is appalling behaviour, isn't it, from the Mr. Commentator here? But to me, then I would say that a lot of drivers are probably fat full of fuel now, and they're just going to go round and round and round, and just try and get a good time in. And I think there's been a lot of wet qualifying around here in the past, and 2013 that springs to mind almost immediately. I think, or was it 2012 where Paul di Resta had an absolutely incredible qualifying run, didn't he? He was the only driver that went on to the intermediate tires and qualified an excellent 5th, I think, that day. German, look at that back end, trying to step out there from German there. As I've got to say, sometimes it's not. I think that I think rain in qualifying is actually an added dimension, isn't it? Because we get more cars on the track, don't we? And of course, because they're just going to go round and round and round there. Oh goodness me, that back end is shaking from left to right. I love it. Bulky Volcano, new Ringmaster. What about me? I would say that everyone that was involved in the Hungarian Grand Prix was yellow flag in 1. Then that's one of the Mercedes cars having a couple of issues. Then that's Equals and having a great race last time out in Hungary. Just go back to Bulky's comment. Yes, indeed. Then I think that you all very much Raymasters or everyone in COBALT did finish that race, I must say, because it was a tough old race indeed. Then, yes, Bulky did a great job to finish 8th in the end. But I do say that you man bro was absolutely timed it to perfection there, didn't he? And he got down almost a 25-second deficit between himself and Jim Strav. And if he didn't get that 3-second penalty for running wide at the exit of turn 13, he could have, and he would have won that Grand Prix, wouldn't he? So fantastic stuff indeed that. And so just into the final bus stop chicane as well before it accelerates out. Then let's see what we could do then. And sorry, what German could do. He's done a 54-1 then to start us off then. And look at that rain, and it's getting heavier, isn't it? Total Pete's gone second now, and he's done a 55.666 then. Oh goodness me. We got Carboy who's gone second fastest. We've got William who's out. William is out of the session there. Oh goodness me. And on his first start in the McLaren then. Oh my word down. I figured sorry, not his first start, is it? But whatever the case may be, William, who's on pole position a couple of seasons ago, 3 seasons ago now, is out of qualifying. Oh my word, he is going to be absolutely, devastated by that. I'm sure of it. He is not going to be a happy chap whatsoever, is he, for William? And he is out of qualifying, unfortunately. There's no spare cars in Formula 1 these days. He cannot run back and get into the spare car. That is it. It's done and dusted. And as Tango goes third fastest, and he's in front of his teammate by 0.2 of a second. This rain is getting heavier, isn't it now? V Todd has gone 7th fast moment. Cowie's 8th fed. Tall P still in 9th position. Then Equals is starting to start. Then Mr. Elite is on the back straight. Vike has gone 5th fastest, and this man is loving the wet conditions at the moment, isn't he? The Renault driver, good stuff indeed there for Vike. Right up into 5th position there. Great stuff. Dynamo Dan is in the pits at the moment there, and I'm wondering if Dynamo Dan's going to merge out in the not too distant future. Equals is on the Kemmel straight as well. Mr. Elite then is coming down now. Yes, this rain is getting heavier, isn't it? Goodness me. Yellow flag then. Yellow flag is Vike there. Is I think he's just cruising back to the pits by the looks at. I think that I don't think he come a cropper, did he? Mr. Elite then getting very wide out of the I think it's a Jackie X turn, isn't it? But we all know it is the corner with no name then before coming into a Puyong as well there. That corner's going to be very perilous, isn't it? There's Mr. Elite there avoiding the place where Antonio Giovinazzi crashed late on in the 2019 Belgian Grand Prix, and then just a few corners on from his 2020 crash, which is here now. And unfortunately, him and George Russell both retired on the spot in that Grand Prix as well, unfortunately there. Unfortunately, then it's just now watching Mr. Elite then just finished off. Total Pete's had a much better second time run of it. So it's Indian Jesus as well, who's gone second fastest. Good stuff indeed there. As we are now coming up to a Blanc-Chamois as well. Not good touching the curbs. Mr. Elite, a very experienced campaigner now in ALR, isn't he? I gotta say, he's been with us since Spain season 1, hasn't he, Mr. Elite? As brilliant stuff. He's like the part of the furniture now, isn't he? It's his 68th Grand Prix start in ALR. Great. He's had a great innings indeed, and currently he's 11th fastest. So he's starting his 68th Grand Prix, starting 11th at the moment if he can't find any more time. But I feel to me that might be the track might be too waterlogged now to get a faster time, and perhaps albeit Total Pete's and Indian Jesus did a good job, and Emerson does as well. But E-Class is adding to my point now, and he is only 12th position at the moment. Dynamo Dan is out on circuit as well. German is 9th fast at the moment, and he is dropping down then. Vike is coming back into the pit second. Cowie's a 10th for a second up in there. Sorry, down in the first sector. Lost Souls is 5/10 of a second down. Just take a look to see who else is out there. Not very many people then. So Cowie a 10th for a second down after the first split time as well, and it's Sam saying better to start at the back anyway, Liam. Then, and it's Cyril saying I'll start at the back as well. Sam saying the German is twitching. I'm not sure if Sam means Twitch, as in like the stream service, or twitching. His rear end is twitching. I think he was had a bit of a twitchy rear end. This is monsoon conditions now. As they look at this, the intermediate tires. It's going to be borderline for the intermediate tires now. They can disperse about 60 litres of water per second, but I think there's going to be more than 60 litres of water on the track now, as Cowie has gone wide there. He's to 1.7 seconds down in the second split time there for Cowie. This rain is absolutely appalling now. It's that yellow flag in one of the Ferraris has come across her, who's Mr. Elite then just recovering. I think that Dynamo Dan is starting this lap now. I think that the best of the wet conditions have gone, best of the conditions have gone now, and it is absolutely a monsoon out here now. Look at the rain now. It is absolutely pouring down. It's raining cats and dogs out there, which is quite apt for National Pet Day or something like that. So we're coming down the Kemmel Straight as well. Full car 14 for Dynamo Dan. Then he's done a 32.6 in the first sector. Look at that. Look at all those raindrops there splashing off of the cockpit now with Dynamo Dan. Then when you're in the car as well, it looks a lot heavier, doesn't it? Because you're going faster, isn't it? And the rain on your voice there, it looks like it's absolutely pelting down when it could be light rain. Well, it's not light rain here at the moment, is it? It is absolutely bucketed down out there. And we've got to say, I think that we might need some boats by the end of this one. I think we might have to. I think there's a Formula Boat Championship, isn't there? Tango is prepared to go on the wet tires there, so I'm wondering if this is going to be a bit of an exploratory for Tango going into qualifying free, of course. Because if this rain keeps up, then I think that they will be using the wet tires in qualifying free. Then, so this is going to be added to their knowledge, won't it? And Dynamo Dan is still trying to put a time on the board. Digger saying, come on, equals that. Liam saying, I won't work up, honestly. I'm shocked at this track. Then Viz, we've just got Serious Musher. I wonder if Jesus taught Dynamo how to walk on water there. Evening to Vintage saying, evening, Sean. Good evening, Vintage. As Sam was asking if Gurman's going to have another go. I don't think he is now. Then, by the way, I'm probably about 10 minutes behind your comments, so apologies about that. Sam just said the Peas did went faster. It's a great lap from Peas. Said how they get so quick then. As Serious Musher now is throwing some it's throwing a very controversial short comment there. He reckons it was hacks there from Pease and Emerson, and goodness me, it's very fast indeed. That as it's now got for saying something in there Weta picks for sure. It very much is indeed that, as Dynamo Dan is gone into almost just under the 2 minute mark. Then to me, I feel that is it. That's the best of the wet conditions done. Then Pease is out on circuit, and so is Emerson as well, and back on board with him now. And a lovely new tin there from Emerson there. As you can see, he's got a beautiful new helmet design, hasn't he? Goodness me, as he comes back into the pits as well. So total piece, and keeping with the helmet design from earlier on. And William has left the session now. Hopefully he'll come back in the not too distant future. The McLaren driver then, as he would like to Pease has retired from the session. Now we've got Tango out on the wet tires. We've also got Mr. Elite and Vike also on the wet tires as well. Mr. Elite, I'm wondering, let's see what Mr. Elite can do on these wet tires. He is currently 0.4 of a second away from getting into qualifying for it. At the moment the Ferrari driver is in car 22 then, which of course Sonoda stolen that number for next season then. So I think that Mr. Elite is not going to be a big old Sonoda fan, is he? There's that Tango coming through Blanchimon as well. There's a couple of retirements going on then. I'm surprised not more drivers are going out on the wet tires there, just to see how the track is developing underneath their tires there, as we're coming out of the final turn then. And let's see what we can do as well. It is just coming across the line there. Bulk is saying I overtook 24 people on Wednesday's race, so put some respect on my name then. Yes, it was a very good performance indeed there from Bulky. I gotta say, a very much a solid drive and very Verstappen-esque, wasn't it? Here comes a Vike de la Fenner coming across the line then to start his lap now. Going into last source, and you can see that the front tires are almost locking up them. Vike judged that to perfection now, and almost ready to get into qualifying free as well. Very good performance there from Vike. Very good stuff indeed there. We got So I'm asking, looking forward to Tuesday. You'll be flying through the field as usual at the start then. I must say then, the only thing I'll be flying into is probably the barrier at the top of Radion, unfortunately. That is, I usually have a very unsturdy car. I'll be happy to get past that, to be honest. So we're coming up at the top then of Les Combes as well then. 0.4 of a second down at Vike de Laaf is on his personal best, mind you then. So that's I think that Vike is looking a very strong customer in the wet, isn't he? Good stuff indeed there from Vike. Very impressive indeed. This is only his second Grand Prix start in ALR, and an ALR, and I think he's doing a very good job. He's got a point in his first Grand Prix as well, didn't he? Back at the British Grand Prix, he was a consistent contender, wasn't he? And I think very impressive indeed then, because I think he was the second half of the grid in the British Grand Prix, if I'm not very much mistaken. Usually I have it all written down, but unfortunately I've forgotten my notepad and pen, and also because of the fact is I fell asleep around 5 o'clock, which isn't very good either. Well, probably about 6 o'clock, which wasn't good, was it? Luckily I did have my alarm set, and I'm up and raring to go now. Just about anyway. 2 minutes to go in this qualifying session then. So we've got the top 5 who are happy. They're staying in the pits and they want to stay nice and dry, don't they? That second split time is absolutely flooded, isn't it? From Vike's point of view. He's 2 seconds down in the second sector then, so he's almost lost 1.8 seconds, hasn't he? Oh, goodness me then. So I would say then, so I'd definitely say that I think that the wet tires are the way to go, isn't it? But goodness me, this is absolutely appalling conditions, isn't it? Luckily, we've got a dry race by the sounds of what the drivers are saying. Vike comes back into the pits, and I don't think he'd be very happy with his day's work thus far. Vitod out on circuit as well, and Vitod is through into qualifying 3 at this moment in time. Then Dynamo Dan is also 1.8 seconds down at the moment, and let's see as he comes through Blanchimont, and he is backed right off there as there's a Mercedes V-Class just getting through, but he's on an outlap then. Mr. Elite is invalidated this time and going, oh goodness me, getting very close out. Paul Frere then. We got Vitod coming to the top of Lake Com then. He's 2800 a second. That's a very good start time there from Vitod. My goodness me. Impressive to say the least said. Absolutely great stuff. And Tango is retired from the session and he is also happily through into qualifying 3 as well. Then. Lovely shot there from Vitod then. Breaking then down into that downhill downhill right corner, I should say. Goodness me, I don't know my left and right then. I've heard that someone got a tattoo of left and right on their hands, didn't they, to tell which is left and which is right. I might do that, to be honest. I think that's a very good shout then. As Mr. Elite is in the pits now, as oh goodness me, that is a very perilous turn into for Vitod then. That was a snap of that was a very much a wiggle on the steering wheel there, wasn't it, for Vitod? And my goodness me, that if you're going to go very good, go for the big weight, and you're probably going to hit something. Vitod has got a lot to lose at this stage, hasn't he, because he is through into qualifying 3, but he is doing his homework, isn't he, Vitod is to for qualifying 3. He wants to find out what is occurring, doesn't he, under those tires as well. What is his car doing in these wet conditions as well as he flies past me? Luckily I'm not out on the circuit because I'll be absolutely drenched. I'm already drenched there, so I'm sweaty. I'm a sweaty mess, to be honest. I don't like the summer at all, us gingers don't. And take me to Alaska or something. Vitod there coming back into the pits now. So he's in 10th position. We'll see Vitod into qualifying 3 as well. Equals is only 5,700 second down on his personal best then. Dynamo Dan then also into the chicanes. Right, we're on board. Dynamo Dan equals invalidated this time. So we're going to stick with Dynamo Dan for the moment. He's in 13th position there in the Williams, and he's a part of the almighty relegation scrap at the moment, isn't he? We've got about 4 or 5 drivers then that doesn't want to go down into silver. I think the rate is easing off now. I think it might be easing off, and so I'm wondering then if we might transition back into the intermediate tires then. For qualifying 3 then. Well, we're going to find out in the not too distant future, but oh goodness me, and oh goodness me, Dynamo Dan is off then. Kimi Räikkönen crashed there in 2008, and unfortunately Dynamo Dan has done something very similar, but unlike Kimi, Dynamo Dan saved it quite nicely actually, as he's parked in the bus stop chicane there, and I think he'll be waiting for a number 10 bus, as unfortunately he is out of qualifying, and that is it for Dynamo Dan's qualifying for us, but he is 13th on the grid there, and he was giving it his all. Of course, he was out of qualifying anyway. Then, so he was really going for broke, wasn't he? Unfortunately, the car just couldn't hang on to the water, and because of that, then he is out of qualifying, which that sentence makes absolutely no sense. Then, but I'm going to carry on like I didn't say anything at all. And as we're just now, Vid saying Equals is ready for those slick tires. I think he was ready to go out and have another go, wasn't he, on those slick tires, Equals was. But unfortunately, you're not going to see Equals for the rest of the session, unfortunately. So there's just take a look then. We've also got Serious Brush. Sorry, we got to, we're just looking down as well. Theo saying, hello, Sean, how are you, mate? I am very well. Great, somebody. Gordo saying, hello, I see rain now. Yes, indeed, then, and I think that I'm not sure if Gordo he's going to like or not like the rain then coming into the race tomorrow. And of course, that is tomorrow. Of course, Monday night is silver. As of course, unfortunately, it's the first day of the week as well for anyone who goes back to work. We've got Vintage saying didn't work from Equad. Out of qualifying, Knowlesy, no time then. William crashed in the exit of Paul Frere. Dynamo Dan out of qualifying, and he really he gave it a very good effort towards the end then, but unfortunately he's out. He quals in 12th position there, and Mr. Elite missed out by 4/10 of a second. He's out of qualifying as well, as we get ready for qualifying 3 for the Belgium Grand Prix then. And yes, as we're now building up then to the final qualifying session of the afternoon of the evening, I should say. 12 minutes in this session then, and I'd say it's a light rain now, so I feel that it's going to be the intermediate tyres. Indeed it is the intermediate tyre set. So anyone that went on the wet tyre set was probably just counting their chickens, weren't they, really? Just making sure that they didn't want to make sure they didn't want to make sure that they had the knowledge just in case then. Hang on a minute. Of course, tomorrow night, of course, we have all the bits and pieces open in Old England, isn't it? So I'm hoping to get my haircut, but unfortunately I haven't made an appointment, which is very that's rookie error for me, I must say. There we go. But the pub's open as well. But of course, do not drink and drive and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, anyway, I'm looking forward to the pub. Then I haven't been to the pub in ages. Of course, the best part about the pub, I enjoy the food, obviously, of course, and that's the main reason for me living, really, is the food. I absolutely adore it. Give me a good old pub burger any day. Here's Peas then. I wonder if Peas has peas and carrots when he goes to the pub. We're just watching him then coming up to the up to Lake Com as well in car number 2 then. Let's see what he can do then. And Sirius Martin saying a Dynamo walked across the Thames but couldn't handle that corner. Damn. So because that's a magician, isn't it? I used to like watching the magician. I think that there is when I was young, there used to be a program on Saturday night when I was young, about like back in the 1950s. There was a program, wasn't there, about showing magician secrets and all that kind of stuff. That was a really good program to watch on Saturday whilst I was digging into me waffles. So we're just watching German then, now on an outlap for the moment. So yeah, Lorraine has eased off, and it was absolutely appalling conditions, wasn't it, for the second half of qualifying 2. And unfortunately, that's really the first 2 qualifying sessions kind of ended a bit of a damp squib, really, hasn't it? Because it's kind of ended the qualifying sessions earlier than what we would have liked because of the rain conditions. However, I'm hoping that the rain will get lighter now, and we should be very much on the edge of our seats right until the very end of this qualifying session. I very much hope then, as German comes out of Paul Frere then, and yes, you can see, look at that darker line then. That is where German wants to be on that. He wants to be on that part of the track then. You go quicker because the intermediate tyres does not need to worry about any water, which there's a lot more standing water off the racing line then. The best way to dry a Formula 1 track is to have Formula 1 cars that is hoover up the water and chuck it back into the air. German now, of course, he's not worried about the entry into the bus stop chicane. All he's concerned about is the exit. Now German is going to be the first driver to start his time. Then we've got a Renault in the background as well, also starting, and there's Peas in the just in the background as well. Peas, this is a very nice distance there. I wonder if he might try and steal a bit of a slipstream there, which would be very good then, coming up through Eau Rouge, Radion, and at the top of the hill into Lake Com then. And I think that Peas is I think Peas is a bit further back now, isn't he? As we start our first other time run so far. German wandered over to the near side track there, which is a bit surprising now for German now. And going up into turn 1 then, he has done the first one in the first section. Coming up to Lake Com then, of course, that is a very that is a corner where Hill and Schumacher came to blows, didn't they? Back in '95, and that is one of the classic races around here, isn't it? Of course, Michael Schumacher was starting 16th on the grid. Oh no, car boy's off, and he's come across her at the top of the hill. And I think, has he damaged the car? Yes, he has. That's end plate damage, I think. Hang on, let me adjust my specs. I think it is end plate damage there for car boy. That's such a shame now, and he's gonna have to come back in the pits and go again then, isn't he? So you're not gonna get a good time on these well, in this condition, or any condition really, with broken front wing then. So that's not good, is it, at all then? We're just now on board then with German running slightly wide there before he comes into the second time and beam here. There it is there. He's done a 22.1 in the second split time as well. The car getting very squirrely, wasn't it, as he's now flying out then and coming up to the final part of the lap, into the bus stop chicane. Let's see what he can do then. Is Milan there has gone hit him. I'm not sure why, but maybe he was not happy with the old Schumacher and Hill debacle. Then, as we're now into the final turn. And Serious Russia is very intrigued with the footage as he has noticed that everyone in the crowd has the same umbrella. That is outrageous. Maybe they go to the same shop in Belgium. Then German's gone fast. We got Emerson. He's gone faster still by a tenth of a second. And Emerson's looking very confident, well dry at the moment, isn't he? Fantastic. Here comes Indian Jesus out of the final turn. Indian Jesus first fastest in the McLaren. Lovely stuff indeed. What about Cowie? Cowie's invalidated his time. He's I wonder if he's going to go for the second bite of the cherry. Lost Souls has a Lost Souls car 90, not car 20. I'll get it right one day. Out of the final turn, then Lost Souls had getting on the power. He's planted that power down beautifully well, hasn't he? And he's hugging the line, and he is on pole position for the Belgium Grand Prix at the moment there. Good stuff indeed there for Lost Souls. He's never had a pole position, has he, in ALR Gold before? He's had 2 podiums, never a pole. Good stuff, and Cowie's going for a second bite to the cherry as well. Got a Renault of Delaf. He's invalidated his time then, so he's going to have another bite as well. Pease is invalidated. Oh, goodness me then. So it's all starting to be a snowball effect, isn't it, for some drivers, and they've invalidated as we're now flying up into Blanchimont as well, and before coming up to the bus stop as well, breaking down into third gear, second gear, touching the 30 mile an hour mark, lower than that. It was 44 for Tango, accelerating away out of the final turn then, and he builds up the speed, then comes across the line. He is third fastest in the AlphaTauri. Good stuff, Ben. And 400 of a second away from Emerson, who is currently second fastest, but has Lost Souls, who has got the fastest time by half a second. My goodness me then. Lost Souls there. I didn't appreciate that time, did I, when it came across live. Fantastic stuff from Lost Souls. Brilliant stuff indeed. That Becca saying, wow, it's proper chucking it down then. Indeed it is then, of course. So I hope Becca and the rest of the silver drivers there have been practicing in the wet conditions there. Gruner saying, like Norwich fans there. We've also got Jason, poor them if they look like Norwich fans. And oh goodness me, I hope there are no Norwich fans watching the stream. If they are, then come out in Gurman goes second fastest there by 4/10 of a second. I was talking about football and I got completely distracted there. Of course, there's flying out of the Blanchimont as well. Gurman's second by the chair is much better, wasn't it? Emerson there has also had a good time as well. He has now got within 10th of a second now then, so the times are getting quicker and quicker. Lost Souls is coming into the pits. I think he's abandoned his time. He hasn't abandoned his time. And Cowie goes 5th fastest in the Haas car as well. Pease there is going for another lap. Then Vike is out on the lap as well. Carboy also starting a lap as well. Gurman's invalidated this time then. What about Tango? Tango's 2/10 of a second down. I wonder if he'll abandon this and come back in the pits then. I think now, what is going to be quicker then? Is it going to be fresh intermediate tires then? Pease is invalidated again there. Goodness me, Pease is very much under pressure now, is he, in the Williams there? Oh dear, then Pease needs to get a good time in now, doesn't he, in the next 5 minutes or so? Otherwise it's not going to be looking good whatsoever, is it? Tango, we're on board with Tango's in the pits as well, so it looks like a lot of drivers are opting to come back in the pits, and Lost Souls is in the pits as well. Then when is he going to come out then? And of course I feel that Gurman's in the pits as well. Emerson's got time, or has got the fuel, but it looks like according to the telemetry of one more run then at the very least then. So let's see what Emerson's second intermediate time is then. There's Becca is saying that Pease is having a mare 1.1 seconds down then. Emerson is, I think he'll be abandoning his time and coming in the pits as well. Gurman there is just look at this, at his Pease flying past us, and Pease is not in the mood then to follow the leader, is he? Because he knows then that he's got to get himself sorted out, doesn't he? Needs to come in the pits there, throw on a new set of intermediate tires, which is exactly what Indian Jesus and Lost Souls has done then as they come out of the pits as well. I think that there's a Renault there. That was a Renault of Vike then, who is I thought it was Vike then. No, it was Emerson coming in. No, then Vike coming into the pits. I apologise. I have no idea what's going on. Cowie's invalidated time will be, it's 1.5 seconds up in the second split. Magnificent time there from Cowie down there. Serious Russian records says that the rain is getting lighter. I think it is, isn't it? Then so the track is going to get better, isn't it? The less rain on the circuit, the quicker you're going to go, and that is exactly what we like to see, isn't it? So Carboy out of the final turn. Then I don't think it's going to be dry enough for the wet tires, but look all the water that was on the top of the tarmac. It's all disappeared now. It looks a bit more greasy, doesn't it, on the off the racing line? So Carboy is going to have to stay within the tram lines, isn't it? But you can hardly see the tram lines now, can you? As there's still a bit of rain, but look, it stopped. Oh gosh, I lost my tongue. It's stopped then to Carboy is out on target. Oh my goodness me, he's going to the wall. No, he has a great control there from Carboy. Oh gosh, and I gotta say then that is Carboy. Luckily it's filled at the car, but look, it's dried up there. We're gonna get a surprise pole sitter with 2.5 minutes to go in this session. Oh my word, that VTOL out on track as well then. So is anyone on the dry tires yet? According to the tower on the left hand side, everyone is on the intermediate tires at the moment. Oh, this is gonna get very good indeed then. 31.7 at the top of the hill then into Lake Com then on board with VTOL. Then VTOL has not set a time just yet, nor is Peter. Look at that then, he had to correct the car. Goodness me then, that's usually a corner you don't even think about, albeit Fernando Alonso was thinking about that corner in 2010, wasn't it, where he had a big old smash there in a rain affected race as well. Of course that was also the time where Vettel was dubbed the crash kid, wasn't he, by McLaren's Martin Whitmarsh, wasn't he, as he crashed into the side of Jensen Button and completely destroyed his side pod. We got VTOL coming through Puyong as well then, and then flight out of it now then. We got, oh my word there, I think that we got Carboy and the AlphaTauri of Tango behind VTOL as well, but we're going to keep an eye to see what VTOL's doing yet. And Formula Moments then is saying that it is not ready for soft tyres. Service Rush, I don't think drives will work. It's too late then. 1 minute to go in this session then. Yes, everyone is going to stay out on the intermediate tyres. Yes, everyone is out on the intermediate tyres, and you're exactly right. Oh, Lost Souls is in the wall. He's in the hedge. Oh, goodness me. And Vikings have to take evasive action as well. Oh, my word. That Lost Souls is fastest at the moment then. And this is going to be painful experience there for Lost Souls, isn't it? What a shame. Oh, no. And he is going to be absolutely devastated, as he Lost Souls is, because he ain't going to keep pole position, I don't think, because the times are going to be tumbling like a fruit machine. Here comes VTOL across the line. He is 7th fast about it. Introduces 800 a second down in the first sector. Carboy is invalidated this time, so he's going to have to go around again now. Pease is about to start up then with less than a minute to go, so he's only going to have one attempt at this, and that would be it then. All or nothing now for Pease. We got Cowie, who is on an outlap. We've also got Gurman on an outlap as well, and Gurman's got 45 seconds there to get himself around there. Goodness me, that's going to be quite tight. Introduces 800 of a second down in the first split. Then here comes the McLaren there in the second time and beam as well, and going a bit wide, and he's 2/10 a second up. I'm surprised that he went faster than that, to be honest. So it's the rain there actually Is the track there just not drying up as quickly as what I thought it would then. Yellow flag as well at the top of the hill. Yeah, so I thought Introduce would be absolutely flying around here, but look at the heat haze there. Look at the evaporation there coming off of the track, isn't it? It's the heat is starting to really get high, not even qualifying, but on the track as well. Introduce out of the final turn as well. Look at how much there's still a lot of standing water though, isn't there? And Introduce is only 5th fastest there. Goodness me. Vike there is cruising back to the pits. Unfortunately, didn't get a time in the end now, did he, Vike? What a shame. Carboy is coming out of Puyong now as well. What about Tango? Tango is 3400 second up in the first split time. This is the second split time though. What is going to be the most important, isn't it, on the lap then? Tango then is now cutting the second time and beam now. He is 6/10 up then. He's gone purple in the second sector. That's a good time there for Tango. Out of Paul Frere as well. And he is coming the first driver then to his Vike is retired from the session, and that's unfortunate for Vike then. He had a great qualifying up to that point, didn't he? He's done very impressive there for the Renault. DRS has been enabled then, so is anyone going to be able to use the DRS? I don't think that anyone. Yes, they've all passed the Kemmel straight then, so that's going to be the major part where they could have potentially used it. So unfortunately, that's not going to be the case then. Out of final turn then, Wilson has just predicted a spoiler. Tango's fastest there. He's on pole position there. What about Carboy? Out of the final turn there, and Carboy then he's got DRS as well. Carboy is 5th fastest there. We got an Alfa Romeo. VTOL is abandoning his time then. PZ, who's got a clean lap, and is there enough for pole position? No, he's second fast at the moment. My goodness me. Emerson 5/10 a second up in the second split time as well. We're watching Gurman then. That is Wilson's pick for pole position. Formula Moments reckons it's going to be Tango. And now the final turn. Emerson's on pole position there for the Belgian Grand Prix. What about Cowie? Cowie's a 10th a second up then. Out of the final turn then. There it is, and he's got DRS. And is that enough? It is 7th fastest for Cowie. He might be a bit disappointed on the end. Injuries invalidated this time. What about Gurman? He's 3/10 a second up then. He needs a good final sector here. Otherwise, he ain't going to get pole position. He's invalidated. Gurman's invalidated. And Emerson is on pole position then for the Belgium Grand Prix. Oh, magnificent pole. And that's his 18th pole position of his career. Oh, brilliant stuff indeed then. And that is his 7th pole position of the season as well there for Emerson. Really well done indeed there. And of course the pressure was a pressure cooker, but the Renault driver got on pole position. That's Renault's 2nd pole position in a row after Jonathan got it in the Hungarian Grand Prix. Emerson on pole position with Tango alongside of row 1. That's looking juicy, isn't it? Pease in 3rd position. He only got 1 run in there in the end, didn't he, Pease? I'm wondering if that cost him. Lost Souls, I think, was very lucky not to be further down, I feel. But I think the Lost Souls potentially could be on pole position for the first time in his career. He's only 4th today. Gurman is 5th, and he invalidated on the final quarter of his final run in 5th position. Carboy in 6th, and Injured Jesus 7th. Cowie is 8th. Vital in 9th, and DeLaff didn't get a time in 10th position. And that is your top 10 for the start of the Grand Prix. And that was a very good qualifying indeed, wasn't it? Very impressive stuff from everyone, from everyone who took part in that qualifying. Brilliant stuff indeed. As we're now getting on to the start of the Grand Prix itself. 22 laps around this Belgium Grand Prix is the least amount of laps that you'll have at any circuit this season. Of course, is the longest track on the calendar, isn't it? And it's very gloomy out there, right? We have been told that there's not rain afoot, but it's not rain afoot, but it is very gloomy, isn't it, to say the least? You can tell how gloomy it is, because look, the garages there are very much illuminated, aren't they? As all the garage lights are on then. We've got 20 cars then around this, around 22 laps around Belgium then. Of course, last season's race, the season's not races like that, but of course, Emerson has won around here before, hasn't he? He won in season 2, didn't he? Good stuff indeed. No, I don't think he has, actually. Oh, I'm telling lies. Yeah, Nigel's won around here. Emerson did win in season 2. Granty won in Nigel won in season 3 as well. Season 1 last season. So who is going to win here tonight? Can Emerson get his 3rd Grand Prix win of his career here in Belgium then? Well, he's definitely very much on he's very much in the perfect place, isn't he? Where he needs to be then. As the countdown is on them, we've got 7 seconds left. The drivers are very much choosing their strategies, aren't they? And I think a lot of them are thinking long and hard about this, aren't they? I'm wondering if some of them are a bit concerned with tyre wear, perhaps then. And it does look like a gloomy, overcast day then, but from that shot, it looks very hot, doesn't it? The track there is producing a lot of heat there, isn't it? Right then, let's go for the grid, sorry. Not a hard tyre in sight then, so it's either the soft or the medium tyres then. Of course, because there's a rain-affected Q2, everyone can pick up whatever tyres they want then. And so let's go for the grid, sorry. So there's not going to be a tyre disadvantage for the top 10 then. So forward. So, but Vitod and De Vijk has gone for the soft tyres. William has gone for the softs as well, and so is Milan then. I think that a lot of those drivers I just mentioned are out of place, aren't they? So they're going for a very attacking start to the Grand Prix. Let's go for the grid, shall we? We've got 20 cars, and we've got Emerson, who's on pole position. His 7th pole position of the season. His 18th pole position of his career in ALR. My goodness me then. Remember, this man only had 1 pole position of his career after his first season, which was the Japanese Grand Prix. Tango's alongside him on row 1. Tango then needs to get out of that relegation battle, doesn't he? He's a very quick driver, but unfortunately he's not scoring the points at the moment. So Tango very much needs some good points here tonight. Pease in 3rd position. He's 5th position in the World Championship around Pease. He is about... He's about 50 points. He's not about 50 points. He's about 40 odd points behind Milan in 4th position at the moment. Peters, 4th position is Lost Souls. He potentially could have and should have gotten pole position there earlier on there, but he is at the moment in 11th position in the drivers' championship. There, you can break into the top 10 today if he scores Mr. Elite by 1 point. German in 5th position there. He's driving with injury then, so hopefully he could drive through the pain there. 6th position is Carboy. Milan Injured Jesus 7th position there. Cowie is in 8th in the Haas car. V Todd is 9th. 10th position is the Vijk. Good stuff. Mr. Elite is in 11th position there. 12th is Equals there. 13th is Dynamo Dan. William then, who's in 14th position there. 15th is Knowlesy. 16th position is Liam. 17th position is Diego. 18th is Gunnar. Milan is in 19th, and Summer Wing is in 20th position then. 20 cars then around the Belgian Grand Prix. Excuse me. Oh gosh. Luckily I'll get that cough out of the way before we start the race itself, because I think that's the best way to do it, isn't it? So on board with Milan for the first time tonight, then, of course, Milan is returning back to ALR, and he has jumped from McLaren to Ferrari. He's done a Carlos Sainz, hasn't he? So hopefully then, and hopefully Ferrari can now move up the standards as well. And of course, they're last in the constructors at the moment, aren't they? But of course, there's no fault of Mr. Lee or Echo. I don't feel they've had a lot of bad luck, haven't they, in the Ferrari team then? But Milan then is an experienced driver, hasn't he? He has had in his career, Milan then. This is his career start set for the Ferrari driver, Milan then. He's had this is 68th Grand Prix starts. My goodness me, he's had 3 pole. He's had I think that I'm reading that completely wrong. No, that's Mr. Lee. This is Milan's 32nd Grand Prix start tonight. He's had 6 pole positions, 5 podiums, and let's see what he could do then from here on in. And a lovely shot of Emerson then, and the lights are on then. Here we go then for the start of the Belgian Grand Prix. Here we go then, and the lights are off then, but of course they haven't started revving yet then, because I'm always a couple of seconds back then. And now we go here in the Belgian Grand Prix. It caught me unaware. Emerson is leading, going into turn 1. Thank goodness me, then before he got a couple of contact in the back there. Emerson is forcing Tango out wide. He's done a good start there. And it's everyone got through cleanly. There's no debris there. There's no carbon fibre flipping anywhere. So I think it's a very good start indeed. But now Emerson's got to be concerned then, because it's going to be all about the slipstream then. Look at these cars. So we've got Pease and Tango all over the back with Lost Souls is also involved as well. We're going up to the top of Lake Calm. And look at this then. They're dragging. It's a drag race as they're going up to a Lake Calm as well. It's 3 abreast. Tango leads and Emerson's got the inside. There's going to be contact. Pease has been squeezed. Oh goodness me, and Pease is dropping right to the back. We've also got Vitor who's been squeezed out as well. And as Pease got damaged, Jan got damaged luckily. But Pease there, he was like a sardine, wasn't he, going in there? Unfortunately, a virtual safety car. And unfortunately, Vitor then, he's also spun as well. But luckily, he hasn't got, is that Nolsey? Nolsey's crawling. There's a problem there. Dynamo Dan has got Nolsey's lost both his end plates there, and this is not a good start at all for Nolsey as he was preferring the World Championship. Oh dear then, and Liam is apparently a lot behind according to the graph there, but we leave that. Vike is all over the back of a car boy as well, but it's Tango who who's on the outside. He's got the lead there going, and 3 into 1 doesn't really work, does it, around there? Oh goodness gracious me though. And I think Pease is going to be a bit unhappy with that, wasn't he? But unfortunately, 3 into 1 to go there. He was very much stuck in between a rock and a hard place, wasn't he? First safety car's out of the moment. Tango's in this Grand Prix. Second is Emerson. Third position is Lost Souls. And Tango's a very quick customer, isn't he? But look at this. There's German in 4th position there. Everyone has moved up a couple positions. Vike's gone at 4th position. Fantastic stuff indeed. We've got Equals and William there, who's very much side by side there. The first safety car is still out there. Now we're green and we're back racing here in Belgium then. And look at Diego there, very much on the cusp. That injured Jesus on the outside of Vike. Vike's trying to go on the inside. He's on the soft tires, but job done there. Vike's in the pit, so he's got damage there. Tango's had a fast off the race, and unfortunately Vike has got some issues there. Serious Rose saying that's never going to work. Then Maldonado saying, and here comes Sebastian Vettel. As that was a quote there from I think it's from Crofty, wasn't it? And look at this, but look at now the tables have turned, and now it's Tango's turn now to get a bit sweaty now. Got up at the top of Randy on into Lake Holland, on board the World Championship leader, on board the World Champion as well. All over the gearbox of Tango. He pulls from out of the slipstream then as he's cut up to the top of the hill then. Look at this, it's a dead heat then. But I think he's is he through? He's breaking layer. He's on the outside. Emerson has reclaimed the lead then on the outside. He's gone deep and Tango is trying to have a look on the outside again, but Emerson has done it. He takes the lead. But look, German is also and Lost Souls almost in there as well. Emerson is very much on the back for the moment. He just needs to keep it calm, doesn't he? And see if he can pull away from this now. Then look at this and the DRS will be available within the next lap or two then. But Tango there is very much keeping very much on his gearbox there. Lost Souls in third, German in 4th position as well. And we've had a pit stops as well for the bottom 4 then of Liam, De Laaf, Gunnar and Nolsey. Unfortunately, Pease has dropped down 13 positions as well, as it was a bit of a nightmare starting on board with German at the moment as we flick to the tyre strategy as well. There they are then. Liam on the medium tyres, hard tyres for De Laaf, and he's going very long into this race. Gunnar's on the soft tyres, Nolsey on the soft tyres as well. We're on board with German as once again then we're doing a bit of slipstream, and then look at the talent, look at the pool talent in this top 4, fantastic. And then we've got Carpo who's second in the World Championship in 5th position, amazing stuff there. And German's got into the back of Lost Souls. He's damaged the car, German has said. he's carried on. Oh, that is not going to be good at all. He misjudged it. German is, remember, German is driving with an injury, so I'm wondering then if he's going to be distracted, isn't he? Adrenaline is the best drug, isn't it? But even then, it is still good. I feel it's going to be very painful as well. Milan is set the fast lap race in his first race and for the Ferrari team, and Emerson is now 7, 8, 10 seconds. He started to pull away from Tango as once again we go through Rouge and up into Radion as well. Look at this over the crest of the hill then, and now Lost Souls. He has got some pace in this Red Bull tonight as he pulls out alongside lost side of Tango then, and once again then it looks like Tango is really struggling in the straight line, is he, or is it just a slipstream effect on the outside? And look at this then, and now Lost Souls is through and up into second position there. Good overtake as well. Tango unfortunately has lost 2 positions there. German there getting a bit squirrely there, going on the curbs as well, and dropping down then, and look, so German is going to be on the back foot then. Look at the G's there hovering in 6th position there, and then we got Cowie in 7th position. Mr. Lee is 8th, 9th position is Equals, 7th position is William then. William is on the soft tyres, isn't he? He's all over the back of Equals, who had a great race last time out there. He's moved up to 11th position in the World Championship, hasn't he? Equals and taking himself away from the relegation zone as well. On board then with William, and he had pole position, didn't he, a couple of years ago here? Knowles has got past the lap there. Knowles is trying to come back through the field then after getting damage on the opening lap then, but it's going to be a long race for those 4 drivers, and we would have hoped for a safety car of some kind there to maybe pull him back into this one. And Guardboy is all over the back of German now as well. Look, German, what a shame now for German, because I think he's very much in the fight for this race win, wasn't he? But now he's on the back foot, isn't he? And look at this, and Guardboy is all over the back of him now. And Guardboy, who is having an absolutely spectacular season, isn't he? German is harvested. Guardboy is having a look then, but no dice so far. Lock it up then, and German is coming into the pits, and so Guardboy is up in the 4th position. What a shame now for German. Absolutely, that is dreadful luck, isn't it? And look at this, as Lost Souls is now, he's a second in front of Tango here, isn't he? Lost Souls is flying. Milan is flying. Milan is up at the 10th position there. Mike Niverson started from Milan. He's gone from 19th to 19th to 10th. Williams got past, unbeknownst to me, Williams got past Equals as well. Good stuff indeed there from William. He is now in 8th position there, but look at this. Once again, the sun is starting to burst through the clouds as well. Lovely day now here in Spa. It's coming over the over Radion as well. Hats off to all the drivers that have made it through Radion there, because I've got to say, I am not going to be doing that on Tuesday night race. Not by any stretch of the imagination. Unless I'm very slow then. And Dynamo Dan's left for session. I hope he can get back in soon then, because he's in 14th position now. The Williams team do need some points, but he needs to get back in pronto if he wants to be a factor in this race. Lost Souls is a major factor in this Grand Prix at the moment. Now, he seems to have a lot of pace, doesn't he, at the moment? Lost Souls, he has never won a Grand Prix, has he? Lost Souls, he's never been on pole position. He's had 2 podiums to his name. Lost Souls has, hasn't he? And now William there is starting to become all over the back now as Dynamo Dan's back in the session. Yes, good stuff indeed then. And then now let's see what Dynamo Dan can do from then on. And look at this, and oh goodness me, then now we've got Injured G's now, who is now becoming under pressure from Cowie in the Haas car. Yellow flag, and German there. German's having some issues there. He's lost the nose cone there in the Haas car. Oh, he's having a nightmare. German is the silver world champion. What a shame now for German. Virtual safety car as well, and I think that was for the damage there. Is the debris on the circuit there from German's damage there. What a shame then. I quickly go into the comments as well. And Gertman says, has anyone stream stops? Yes or no? The biblical scenes then from Formula 1 said, mind you on my laptop, but it's okay on the PS4. Welsh Rondon saying that this is mad then. As Gordon saying, I'm back then. I've missed the move for the lead there. Don't worry about that, Gordo. There'll be more moves, I am sure of that. As now we've also got, but it was a great move. And P still could get some points as well. Virtual safety car started running as a drive-through penalty. Oh, drive-through penalty. And look, what's happened? Lost Souls! What Souls is slowing? Lost Souls is slowing. What's going on with the Red Bull car? He is dropping down the order, and Lost Souls, he's got a major problem. And the man who's second in the Grand Prix is dropping down the order, and I think he's got a drive-through penalty as well for Lost Souls. And I'm not sure what's happening. He's lost drive. German is out of the Grand Prix. Oh dear, then that's not good, is it? And Lost Souls, I think, is gone as well, is he? I think he has. We just he's doing it. Lost Souls is out of the Grand Prix as well. Oh my goodness me. Delaf is back in the pits, and Emerson has now got a 4-second lead. That Delaf is retired from the race as well. Oh goodness me, we've lost 3 cars in quick succession here, and that is not good at all. Tango is dropped out of the race, and which means his teammate Cardboy is going to have an easy Grand Prix, an easy overtake here. Equals got a 3-second penalty. Emerson, who was very much right as Tango's back in the session now then. And I think there's now injured Jesus now up in the third position. Fantastic stuff indeed then. So we've lost Gurman out of the race and Delaf out, and the Lost Souls is out as well. Then we've lost oh my goodness me, an injured Jesus there who's spun out the rear tires there. And now Cowie is up in the fourth position as well. Look at this as Philippe was taking face race there and almost thrown into his teammate there. And now on the outside is Mr. Elite there. And look at this, it's injured Jesus dropping down the order. Oh goodness me. And look, Milan is up into 8th position there. No, he's up into 9th finish. So we still got a red X and Tango. Injured Jesus in the pit. He's going to be kicking himself, isn't he? Out of the final turn there. And William there is now in 4th position there. Magnificent start here for William there. Mr. Lee is in 5th and equals to 6th. 7th position is at Tango. Then is Tango back in the session there. He is now back in the session. He's dropped down the order, hasn't he? Emerson is now starting to basically all on his lonesome now, and then it's all anarchy at the back, isn't it? What a shame there. What an absolute shame then for Lost Souls then, and I'm not sure if he had, I think there's a technical gremlin to Walmart. He did have a drive through, didn't he, before he retired, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Tango is now up into 6th position, gets past the Equals, he's down into 7th, but he's in a rich run of form. Equals is, but having said that, should we be surprised? I don't think so, because Equals I think said last season that he really loves this part of the calendar, doesn't he? And he's really starting to thrive, isn't he, in that Mercedes? Good stuff indeed there for Equals, but now he's got Milan there, formidable competitor indeed, then 6 pole positions to his name there for the Ferrari driver. He has gone from 19th on the grid. He is now up into 8th position in this Grand Prix. We have got 17 cars left then out of the 20 who started then, and Tango there's got a big red X next to his name as well, which usually means that stay away. He's left for session again there, Tango. It's what a shame. And now and look at this, that car boy, yellow flag in 2. What's going on in 2 then? We got we just take a look then as is that very slow Alfa Romeo? I think it is. It's Summer Wings that's having some issues there, and I think he's just recovering there. I think he's come a cropper, hasn't he? Unfortunately for Summer Wings, he's 20th on the grid. He's now in 11th position now, so it's not doing it too bad then. And and Summer Wing has just gone into figures into Paul Frere, and he's crashed there. Did he misjudge that? And I wonder if he was looking down, or did he even know that his wing was broken? Then surely he would have felt it there, or he would have sit on the old car display then. But whatever the case may be, he is out of the Grand Prix, and we have lost 4 cars and run lap 7 out of 22. Tango's back in the session there, and Milan there would like to get past Tango as quickly as possible, but he does have a virtual safety car which is playing into Tango's hands at the moment. An absolutely incredible start, and look, Pease, who was squeezed out of the start up at the top of Lake Holm, is now back up into 9th position there. Look, there's we're back go again, and DR spin enabled, no drive-through penalties this time, and we're back going once again. Williams now all over the back. But Cowie, and then look at William, he's on a magnificent race there, and on the top of Lake Holm. Not quite. Cowie in 3rd position now. Carboy in 2nd. Oh no! And William there has made a huge mistake. He is out of the Belgian Grand Prix. What is going on here? Oh my goodness me! And William there is going to be furious with himself there. He was a very quick customer in this Grand Prix. 3-second penalty for Mr. Elite as well. Dynamo Dan's in the points now. Oh, William there, he just accelerated, has spun it. He is in the wall. He is out of the Grand Prix, and that's another retirement. My goodness me, what is occurring in this Grand Prix? So all these drivers had some issues earlier on this race, then are going to be smiling from ear to ear, aren't they? Because it's all they seem to be dropping like flies here, don't they? Back in this epic battle here with Cardboy, Cowie, Mr. Lee. We got Mr. Lee in 4th position, fantastic. Equals in 5th position, amazing. Tango in 6th position. Milan is up into 7th on his return, fantastic stuff indeed. Then action-packed Grand Prix, isn't it? And now on board then with Cowie. We've only got 15 cars left, but Emerson is pulling away now then, isn't he? We've lost Souls out of the race then, unfortunately, because I think that was Lost Souls was, of course, Lost Souls, I think, was Emerson's main challenger up until where he retired from the race, unfortunately. Look, Tango there is defending against Milan, and the pit stop with the pit windows open there for anyone who's on the soft tyres, and going on to the mediums, I think, to the end of the race. Milan has got past Tango as well, and now Milan is up into 6th position there. This is a renaissance from Milan. It's a fantastic Grand Prix, but is Tango going to let that to go? I don't think he is then. Now coming up to Eau Rouge as well. Look how close he is then, and Milan there is going to be feeling the breath of Tango on the back of his rear wing as he pulls out from underneath the slipstream of the Ferrari, and Tango is back for it, and Tango's got a rocket up his diffuser there, as he is now in 6th position there. Milan dropping down into 7th, and up at the top of Le Com as well then. And just in the comments there, there's a lot. The commenters are now starting to take bets out of who is going to be next out of the Grand Prix. Let's take a listen. Let's listen to these retirements there. German out of the Grand Prix, unfortunately for German. Then we got Delaf out of the race as well in the Renault. Unfortunately, Lost Souls out of the race. Said we don't sure what happened to Lost Souls, but he was second at the time then before he retired. Wings is out of the Grand Prix, and we've also lost William out as well. Unfortunately, absolutely incredible stuff indeed in this Grand Prix. Magnificent stuff. There's a Cowie in 5th position at the moment, and this is the closest battle on track I see at the moment then. Knowles has just got past Viton, is now up into 12th position now. Knowles is going on a sprint at the moment, and he's done 5 laps on the soft tyres, and Viton dropping down to 13th position then. Injured Jesus then unfortunately made a mistake earlier on in that second McLaren. He is now coming back through the field as well. Injured Jesus has gone to the hard tyres. That should get him to the end of the Grand Prix. Everyone who's on the medium tyres at the moment, I would say they're probably going to go onto the soft tyres. They're just going to split this race in half, I would say, and do as who's that? That's Milan who's in the pits then, and I thought I said a Ferrari coming in the pits, and he is in the pits. Milan there coming into the pits. He's going to throw on the medium tyres, I think, until the end of the race then for the Ferrari team. There they are, the prime to Reds go then for their new driver in the pits. They're thrown onto the medium tyres and car 50. Great stuff indeed there. The pit stop. Not only the cars are fast these days, so the pit stops as well. Magnificent. Liam is about 30 seconds behind Milan. Then it's a short pit exit here. Look, there's the speed limit to line. Milan there being very careful there, and now coming out the pit side, he might gain a couple of positions up here. Cowie has got past, and he is now passed and up in 2nd position there. Cowie could have and should have won the Grand Prix in Hungary, shouldn't he? And I feel that this might be a bit of justice served then if he can stay where he is at the moment, and he's into a very solid and fine 2nd position in the Haas car. Good stuff indeed there, and good stuff indeed then, and just driving through there. Williams saying there's some issues with the tyres on both restarts, and there's no grip at all. It's like driving on ice then. Some major issues then with the tyre temperature. Is it something to do with the weather out there? Is it not hot at all out there? Remember, we did have rain in the qualifying session itself then, but it might be because it's very cold out there in Belgium, or is there something else amiss then? But unfortunately, William is out of the race then, and Serious Rush is saying that it might be some kind of glitch as well then. Yes, that could definitely be the case, can it? Oh goodness me. But William out of the race then. Yes, it's a very unusual place to lose it on the exit of Lake Com, isn't it? We don't see many accidents up there. On board with Cardboard, and he's now starting to put his toe down as well in the AlphaTauri as his teammates at the moment. Tango in 6th position then, and of course he was on the front row of the grid then. Cowie then doing a hop skip jump then. So Milan then is 3 seconds back from Dynamo Dynamo. He's got a lovely bit of track there as Cowie, it looks like, I think he's going on the outside there. He's trying to break the slipstream, and there's 2 DRS zones around here which I failed to mention. Oh my goodness, up until this point now, as I thought that Mr. Elite was going straight to the back of that AlphaTauri. Goodness gracious me. And as Summer Wing said, I had such a strange crash. I had a wing damage before my car just signed over as well. Then so there's a lot of strange goings on out there at the moment there. Oh goodness me then. And we've now got a Cardboy who is now up into 2nd position there, passes Cowie again. And look, Cowie then going back into the slipstream mode to the top of Lake Com as well. And Cardboy back up into 2nd. This is just strengthening his grip on the 2nd in the World Championship. Emerson is going to be gaining another 7 points over Cardboy in the World Championship. But I think the Cardboy, remember, he's a rookie this season, isn't he? So he's first full season in the ALR, and I think he's on an absolutely spectacular season. He drove 3 races towards the end of last season in gold, but my goodness me, he is an absolute machine out there, isn't he? Really good stuff indeed. He's a points machine, and that's why he's in 2nd in the World Championship. It's very odd that we see Cardboy having any mistakes whatsoever. Hopefully that's not the commentator's curse, and hopefully that's not famous last words. Back on board with Cal at the moment, but Mr. Elite is starting to really put his toe down, isn't he? Milan Monaire is now 2 seconds back from Dynamo Dan. Pease has done a great job to get back into this battle, so Pease now finds himself back in the battle for 2nd position. It shows that his pace as well. Pease had a bit of a trying time in qualifying. Unfortunately, the race as well at the top of Lake Com on lap 1, and he was squeezed out, wasn't he? And that was a That was such a shame then. Then again, no grip, and it felt like the car just drifted into the wall. Crazy then for Summerwing then, and that's unfortunate for Summerwing, and I think that's his. That's such a shame though for Summerwing, because I think that's his first retirement of his career in ALR. What a shame now. Mr. Elite then has come across the line, and he is fourth fastest. Fourth in the classification there. And there is Pease. He is now in DRS range of Tango, Equals, and Mr. Elite as Cowie and Cardboy is just start to extend their advantage. Then Knowlesy is now starting to fall into the clutches, and Milan is set fast out of the race. He's lining up the timing screens once again. Milan is. He's doing a great job. Half distance here in this Grand Prix. This Grand Prix is absolutely flying, isn't it, here tonight? Then it's quite a quick race, isn't it, with no safety cars. Vital is past Nosey. Nosey in the pits and in 13th position there. Unfortunately for Nosey, on a bit of a difficult spell in ALR at the moment. I've got to say, now, I've not had much practice for Belgium, as our family has got a horse, so I've been jumping in the deep. I'll be jumping in the deep end tomorrow. Could say I'll have to. I'll need to have the bit between my teeth then. But a good man indeed, Gordo. Then I do love that. I do love that saying. And yes, of course, Gordo having a great season as well. I think he's been my star of silver so far. Fantastic stuff there from Gordo, and also great to see him always in the comment section as well. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love the stuff that Gordo's mentioned in the comments. It's brilliant stuff. I also love everyone else in the comments as well. Keep on coming in, guys. It's really very much makes our night, doesn't it? Here in ALR, good stuff indeed. Then and now then we're coming out of Paul Fred, and look at this then. So now the gap is up to 8 seconds then between Emerson and Cardboy. We've got Cowie, who's 1.5 seconds back at the moment, and Mr. Elite is 2 seconds away. It is Equals, who's now all over the gearboxes of Ferrari. Lovely stuff indeed, as Serious Rusher is saying, oh, favoritism now. Well, luckily though, Serious Rusher, I did save that, I think, as I said, I love everyone in the comments then, but I do love all your opinions. Keep on coming in, guys. It very much makes my race, it makes this commentary malark a lot easier then, as I don't have a clue what goes on at all then. As Serious Russians got a hamster. Oh, lovely stuff then. Of course, it is a national pet day, isn't it? So yeah, of course, keep your pets coming in as well. As I've already mentioned, I do have 2 dogs. Oh goodness me, then I feel like they're going to just drift off there into the scene of the accident as they come at the top of the hill as well. Look at this, they are now all over the back of each other, and here's Pease. Pease has been quick, hasn't he? And look at this, he's out. He's on the inside there. Oh my goodness, this could be a very nasty indeed then. Pease, oh no, Pease is around there, and it's another time at the top of Lake Com there where Pease has been given the straw there, and oh goodness gracious me then, and he's dropped down to 7th position now. Tango, it's a 3-second penalty for Liam at the moment. On board then with Tango's 4/10 of a second back, 5/10 of a second back, and Pease then, I gotta say that's two times in this race now where he's unfortunately been given the short straw. Milan is now 4 seconds behind Diego as well. Good stuff indeed there. And great stuff indeed then, as Gordo was saying, and he feels like he owns a zoo. Good stuff indeed then. Of course, being from the forest there, usually I would say I own a farm, but I'm now a city boy. We blocked 12 out of 22. Emerson's gap is almost 8 seconds at the moment. He's just waltzing away from this one at the moment, as he's doing a great job indeed then. And as Serious was saying, the Pease didn't learn the first time now, as Pease at the top of Lake Com has just been a bit brutal, hasn't it? So none of the top drivers are coming in the picture. I'm wondering if anyone's going to perform the undercut, or maybe Cowie on a Cardboy, or maybe some drivers back in, but maybe it's too early to go onto the soft tyres just yet. Out of the final turn then, and then now we've got Tango who's on the medium tyres, and it's 6th position at the moment then, and then going in to last source as well. Emerson leads 8 seconds away from Cardboy in second. Cowie in 3rd position. Mr. Elite is still 4th, and this is a great battle between Equals and Tango. Tango looks like he's got the bit between his two as well, and he's not using the overtake button, of course, so we can see when he uses the overtake, because that orange line there on the steering wheel goes green as we come at the top of Lake Com, up to the top of the camel straight into Lake Com once again, and Equals on a great drive, isn't he? We got penalties, so let's take a look at the penalties. About 3 seconds apiece then for these for Mr. Elite, for Equals, and for Cowie as well. But Tango doesn't have any penalties, going to be all over the back of Equals, isn't he? As we're now dropping down then into the, oh my goodness me, it's getting very it's very tense out at the moment, very tight indeed then. And this is the closest battle on track moment. Mr. Elite is starting to stretch his legs slightly, isn't he? And pulling away there from Equaz, because Equaz's attention has now been drawn to Tango, hasn't it? Because Tango is very much putting on a spurt at this stage of proceedings at the moment. Serious Russian Cardboy is dragging dragging Emo back though, and is pegging Emo back. Yes, indeed he is, because it was hovering around the 8-second mark. It's still hovering around the 8 seconds. Sorry, I was a bit slow there. And coming up into Blanchimont as well. Emerson leads at second. It's Cardboy at the moment. This is what we're looking at the moment. Is Tango and Equals. And Equals is very much absolutely flown, hasn't he, on that final sector there. And now coming into the bus stop chicane, then into the pits comes Cardboy. So he has rolled the dice. Also in the pits is Equals. Well, you've got to be very careful coming in the pits. And look at that hacksawing away there. And no one else is the pitch out. How powerful is the undercut around here? And now into the pits side comes Cardboy, second of the World Championship. He's in the pits there, and the AlphaTauri gun mechanics going to work in and out, shake it all about. Great stuff indeed there from Car 30s for the piece in the pits as well. And Equals is now just coming out of the pits, and in the Mercedes, the Williams mechanics are priming and ready to go. In the background is Diego as well in the racing point. As Dynamo Dan then is still in the same position. Of course, unfortunately, Dynamo Dan was too close. And look at this, the Tango is he's done, the job is done there. Tango is up in a third position, passes Mr. Elite, who drops down into fourth fed. And that is Mr. Elite is down to fourth fed. And Tango's at the third. Then Serious Roger said, damn, Emerson has listed the X because the gap has gone up to 10 seconds now in the last and then that's lap or two, hasn't it, since we was discussing that. So Emerson there has really put the spurt down once again, hasn't he? He's going for his 26th Grand Prix win in ALR. Absolutely magnificent stuff. And no one in the current field has got double race wins, have they, in ALR career so far? And Emerson's basically in he's on zone 24. He's on quarter of a century. He's absolutely magnificent, isn't he? Emerson is, and he's really hit the sweet spot, hasn't he? I feel that you do feel though the Formula 1 games do play into advantage for certain drivers. And I think that, but having said that, Emerson on all the games he's participated in, F1 2019 and F1 2020, he's had the pace, hasn't he? But I feel that this game he's really complemented his driving style, hasn't he? And that's why he's been so good over the past 2 seasons, I feel then. And it's really good. Somebody does. Emerson does come in the pits, and here he is, and the World Championship leader, the defending champion, the man who's got 25 Grand Prix wins to his name in the pits here in the Belgian Grand Prix, going for his 3rd Grand Prix win here in Belgium now, and he comes out of the pits as well there, and into the pits comes at Cowie. Equals got a 3-second penalty. That's going to be crucial, I think, then. And Cowie's in the pits well, so we've got a bit of pit stop action here. Mr. Elite is in and out as well. Cardboy is already through, and that is the power of the undercut there from Cardboy. And look, Milan is also is right in the thick of things as well. Is Cowie going to get out in front then? Look, Milan is going to have the momentum there. Milan is in 3rd position there. Yes, so that's exactly what Milan wanted. He is on the medium tires, of course, so here comes Cowie then. And Cowie then is going to be on the quicker tire. And look at this, he's using the slipstream code over the top of Radley on this way. He's right underneath the rear wing of the Ferrari. He is passing back up in the 3rd position. Cowie is. Milan dropping down the 4th finish. He tries to get on the slipstream then, but that's job done. Now he got to Equals, and it was, oh goodness me, Equals is going to sneak on the inside. Where is he? Well, he just backs out, and Mr. Elite is in front of Total Peace as well. These have had a great battle all the way through this race. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed then. I've really enjoyed this then, as we're now dropping down the hill once again, and it's very much like a roller coaster, isn't it, this racetrack is. Let's take stock, shall we? We've got about 6 more laps to go in the Belgian Grand Prix. Emerson is lost about, his arrears has been half there. Cardboy, that's a very powerful undercut, isn't it? Goodness me. But Emerson leads there by almost 6 seconds now from Cardboy in 2nd. Cowie in 3rd position. Milan on the medium tires. He's going against the grain there, but he's come from 19th up into 4th position. And this will be Milan's first ever Driver of the Day award in ALR. Mainly because Milan doesn't get many it's a piece that's got a 3-second penalty. Milan doesn't really get many penalties, does he? So that's probably why he doesn't get driver of the day too often. But today he's had a great drive on his return to ALR, and a great on his debut of the Ferrari team as well. Tango in 5th position then. Important day for Tango as well, I feel, because this is going to take him well out of the relegation battle, I think. Equals in 6th position. He's also extending his gap as well. Cardboy's at the fast side of the race. Mr. Elite in P's in 7th and 8th position now. Liam in 9th position. Strong drive from Liam. Diego in 10th position now. And Diego is also now bearing down as well. And these are crucial points there for Diego. There's a lot of, still a lot more to come there. Vital in the 11th position there. Into the pits. There comes Liam. He's done 12 laps on those medium tires there. Vital will be propelled up into 10th position then with Indian Jesus will be 11th then. I think Dynamo Dan's going to be very intrigued, isn't he, about maybe getting 10th position. He's on the soft tyres. And Pease is through. He passes Mr. Elite, and he moves up into 7th position there. He's out. Look then, look at that. Then there's Mr. Elite there, right underneath the gearbox of a Pease there. But yep, job's done then, and away he goes as well then. And Gordon saying, I reckon I'll crash in the pits then. And scratch that one off once again then. As I don't know, unless he saved a lot of birds then. I think this is really just having a guessing game in the moment, but I think Emerson's got this one well within his grasp, hasn't he? Emerson has really controlled the race since lost all his retirement early on in the race, unfortunately. We've got I'm saying definitely a commentator's curse with Milan. It's going to happen. Yes, I think I need to very much watch my tongue, haven't I? I don't want to give Milan a commentator's curse, but he's having an absolutely splendid drive in the Ferrari at the moment, and that's all I'm going to say then. We have got Gordon saying, right, this probably won't happen, but you never know. Milan could be last to first. We did have a last to first, didn't we, with Jim Strav in the Hungarian Grand Prix last time out in Cobalt. Fantastic. And Emerson there is trying to go for the full house here, isn't he? With pole position, fast up, and the race win. Looking very strong indeed. We've got a couple of penalties starting to really crop up here and there. Milan hasn't got any penalties whatsoever at this stage of proceedings, so he'll be very up to up. But he does need to look over his shoulder then with Tango, who will be bearing down on him with those soft tyres, of course, and Milan on the medium tyres, of course, then. Just got to concentrate on that curve, Gordon, and on the left entry, and Becca saying, nah, Emerson's got this in the bag as well. As we're just back with, look at this, and as I was looking down, I need to look up because Equals is dropped down to 7th now because Toll Pease has gone up into 6th position now, and Toll Pease is now starting to come back through the field out with just a couple laps to go, then 5 laps to go in the where are we? We're in the Belgium Grand Prix, yes we are then, so he's about a second away from Tango, about 2 seconds away from Milan as well. Milan is actually a gap in Tango, which is very impressive on those medium tyres then. But Milan in 4th position, and this is going to be a huge number of points then for the Ferrari team. It's good stuff indeed then. We lost 5 drivers. We haven't lost any in the last couple of laps or so, have we? But here are the retirements, and German out of the race then quite early on. Then we lost Vike as well on this second Grand Prix. What a shame now for Vike. Lost Souls was looking very strong, but he's out of the Grand Prix. Summer Wings, there was reporting something very unusual, and the same with William as well. And there was issues with our tyre temperatures, both out of the race as well. Gunnar is currently in 15th position there. We got Liam, who's in 14th position, and he is all over the back of Knowles at the moment there. For 12th position is Dynamo Dan. He's about 8 seconds away from maybe a top 10 finish here, but he's got to really put his toe down in the remainder of this race, and if he wants to get those points, of course, that Mr. Elite then is catch up to Equals as well now, as Equals is starting to struggle at this stage of proceedings, isn't he? Looks like he's fading a bit in that Mercedes head, but this is another good result then for Equals, and he is going for a second points finish in 2 races, and good stuff indeed there from the Mercedes driver, but he's going to be looking over his shoulder once again, and he's got a Ferrari right underneath his rear wing, then accelerates now of last source, Pease then is 7 seconds back from Tango. I think the Pease might be too far back, but I have been wrong before, and I am probably wrong again then, and he's flying out over the top of Radion. And look at this then, as Mr. Lee is all over the back of that Mercedes then. Pease is gaining, there he is, but I think the Pease won't too far back. Here comes Mr. Lee, he is through the Pease is, where is he? And he isn't too far back at all. I absolutely know nothing about Formula 1. Fantastic there from Pease. He is over the 5th position, and his next target is Milan in 4th. And oh goodness me, they had a great battle earlier on there. I think it was at the Canadian Grand Prix, wasn't it, earlier on the season then, so we might have round 2 on that one then. Pease is coming back through the field like a freight train, isn't he? And I think it's showing that it's very much showing now the pace that Pease had today, and it was very unfortunate, wasn't it? As Cowie is off the circuit, oh no, and Cowie is lost out majorly here. He was on course for a major podium here tonight, and Cowie, oh, I'm not sure if there's a car failure or if that's a mistake, but that podium is gone now for Cowie. What a shame there, and that was a major blow here, and what a disappointing race that was for Cowie. Oh goodness me. And he is going to be absolutely devastated, isn't he? On board, back on board now with Tango then, as we are flying through a Blanchimont as well. And before coming up into the bus stop chicane, then Tango is very much put a spurt on here. Look, there is Milan there, just a couple of seconds up the road. And Milan is on course for a podium. Then this will be his third podium of the season. I think he's had more than that. I'm going to look at my spreadsheet. Yes, this will be his third podium of the season. Goodness me, that was great memory by me. I'm going to give myself a South high five. Tango would be right up there this season if it wasn't for his with Gremlins with his PlayStation. Yeah, I think the Tango's got a dodgy hard drive, hasn't he? Unfortunately on his PlayStation, which means that he keeps getting error codes. It's such a shame then, because Tango has got the pace, hasn't he? And remember in yesteryear in ALR, then when he was, he's never had a full season in the ALR, but when he has driven in ALR, he's usually been at the sharp end of the field then. But he has had technical Gremlins, and I feel today he would definitely have given Emerson a run for his money then. But Emerson there, I think that as a drove off into the distance there, hasn't he? He's been a very impressive indeed, Emerson. One of his most impressive drives, I would say that. We got Dead Rabbit. Hey Ginger, Dead Rabbit here. How are you doing, mate? Cheers. I'm doing very well, my good man. I hope you're doing well. Dead Rabbit, a former AlphaTauri driver, I think for last season in the silver season. Now, I think what it says, Dead Rabbit. Hello. I think it was bronze actually. My apologies there. But yes, good. I'm glad that you're watching along with us, Dead Rabbit. Good stuff indeed. Third time's a charm then for peace, and indeed listen, as Gorda saying no Cowie, a Welshman, another oh no as well. Seriously saying this is a quick race. It is indeed, isn't it? With no safety cars, this is a very quick one, isn't it? As you're flat, you're on full throttle for, is it about 70% of the lap or 60% of the lap? It's a long time you're on full throttle around here, isn't it? It's in pretty you will have a low downforce as well around you. Not as low as the race we're at next week, which of course is at the Temple of Speed. That you can play commentators bingo with me next week, because I'll be saying all kinds of stuff like the Trefosi, the Temple of Speed, Curva Grande, Parabolica. You can see all those. Liam's got a 3-second penalty. All those famous corner names that will be rolling off the tongue with me next week. Then so keep an eye on that. But of course, I've still got 3 more races in Belgium, not including this one tomorrow night on at 7:30 UK time. It is silver, isn't it? Where we have got, where we got at the moment, oh gosh, no. Oh yes, we got Troye, who's leading the championship, but Gamer struck back last week, didn't he? In the Hungarian Grand Prix, and that was his first Grand Prix win since the Dutch Grand Prix for Gamer then. So yes, we'll see how strong he's going to be then later on the season. And then we got bronze then, Crystal Maze there, who made an uncharacteristic mistake then. Camera Racer won his first ever Grand Prix in ALR on his 24th Grand Prix start there, with Roscoe on his 25th Grand Prix start, getting a podium as well. Good stuff indeed there. And of course, I think the Crystal Maze would like to strike back. Same with Dylan as well, as both those drivers come a cropper later on in that race, and keep an eye on that one. That's Tuesday. That is Emerson. That's the Hilton brothers then of Emerson and Ayrton taking you through that one. And then we have Cobalt, and what will be the fallout of that amazing race that we had where it went from a dry to wet there. It was absolutely bucking it down there, and we had Jim Straff going from last to first. We had you mad bro with that incredible wet performance. We had Bulky Volcano finishing in the points for the first time in his career. So there's a lot more stuff to happen in Cobalt. Those are our races then coming up in the next 4 days or so. So keep an eye, and I'll be that's definitely going to be definitely worth a watch indeed, isn't it? And just now we're coming into the second to last lap as well, as Emerson there's on at lap 21 out of 22. Then I think that he's not looked over his shoulder, has he? Since unfortunately Lost Souls has had some Gremlins, and what a shame there for Lost Souls. Absolutely disappointed then. And so now then, as we have got the lowest ups to the I think we're Silverstone. Indeed it is. Then I think we've and Azerbaijan as well, because I think Azerbaijan's got 26 laps as well, haven't they? But yeah, this is a lower number of laps than around Belgium. Milan has gone to the nearer part of gone to the centre part of the track then, just to not encourage a total pizza at the top of Lake Com. We have also got but a single lap absolutely dragged, said as a Welsh model said, just expanding on how long the lap is around here. It's a very long lap indeed, isn't it? We've got yes, we're just now watching. As I'm saying, yeah, there you go, Sean. Becca's there you go, Sean. I've been put me right, and Becca as well. Italy should be the shortest in terms of time. It will be one because Italy has actually got the highest percentage of full throttle, hasn't it? Which I'm sure that is 70%. I think Belgium's like 65, perhaps. Bearing in mind, I'm making up all these numbers. I'm just, I'm sure I've heard it somewhere, and it could be completely wrong now. And a lovely shot indeed. There's Milan then, who's driving the red Ferrari now instead of the orange McLaren there. And I gotta say, the red does look very good on Milan, doesn't it? And here tonight, he's done an absolutely spectacular job. Then this will be his first driver of the day performance. There's Pisa, who's had a very action-packed Grand Prix, to say the very least, hasn't he? But he's done a good job there to fight back through the field there, and moved himself into full position. Emerson is on this final tour of the Belgian Grand Prix then, and I think it's been a much better race than it was last season for Emerson. As he was out at this stage there, wasn't he? After he come a bit too close with Williams there, and he came unfortunately a bit too close with Williams tonight. Gunnar is out of the Grand Prix, and I think that Gunnar, I should say, so that's only his 5th Grand Prix as Tango's there for session there. Oh, and Tango there, he needs to save in 3 seconds of Peter. He needs to get back in pronto to get that 4th position there from Tango. Oh, my word there. And hopefully he can get back in pronto there. He isn't losing too much time yet, though, because, look, he's still within that gap. And Peter is coming for at least the position there. And there he is. He is through up into 3rd position, but he needs to get within. He needs to also extend the gap between himself and Milan as well, which is a very difficult ask, I feel, then, as Milan there is on medium tires, and those medium tires are not going to fall off, are they? And as Sam's saying, what about the penalties, Sean, then? Let's take a look at the penalties then. 3 seconds for Cardboard, 3 seconds for Pease, 6 seconds for Equals, 3 seconds for Mr. Elite, 3 seconds for Cowie as well. Tango's back in the session. Good stuff indeed, and hopefully Tango should get in front of Pease as well. I shouldn't say hopefully, should I really? Because that's showing a biasm, but I've, bias, that's it, biasm. Oh, goodness me, I'm making up words as I go on as well. And look at this, and now Dino Dan is looks like there's a good battle, free car battle there, loving that. Great stuff indeed. Unfortunately, we haven't seen much of that, have we? We haven't seen much of this man here, have we? But out of the final turn now, and Emerson is going to win his 8th Grand Prix win of the season. This is 26th Grand Prix win of his career. Emerson wins his 3rd Belgian Grand Prix of his career. What a performance there for Emerson. It didn't look in doubt, did it? And lovely drift there from Cartboy, as he is going to be very happy there, as he's going to finish second there and extend his second advantage to second there. Pease will be 3rd on track, but Milan, I think, will get his first ever Driver of the Day award in ALR history with 3rd position today. Magnificent. Mr. Elite in 5th position. This is Ferrari's best result of the season thus far. Pease in 4th. Tango stays in 6th position. Then Cowie 7th, and Equals once again on the points board. Good stuff indeed. Then Diego will come through to finish 8th then, and good points then for Diego as well. I'll be very happy with that then. 9th position there for Diego. 10th position there for V Todd as well. Liam in 11th position there, but we've got a great battle in between Liam, Dynamo Dan, India Jesus, and Nosey as well. But unfortunately, all those drivers then will be are out of the points then, and won't get anything then. As we're now just driver of the day for Milan then. Fantastic stuff there, and that is his first ever driver of the day award as well, so he's going to be absolutely ecstatic with that. Fantastic stuff indeed then. Really good stuff, Ben. Seriously, saying great comeback by Pease, and after 2 spins, yeah, I think Pease did a great job, and how he stayed in that as well, which is absolutely fantastic stuff indeed. Then Becca liked my new word. Anyway, then what a race that was. Then, and the top 2 in the World Championship also finished the top 2 here today, and Carboy underlining his impressive speed. He's doing a great season this season, isn't he? Carboy is there, and I think I just read a comment from Sam as well then, as when will can someone end Emerson's domination now, please, as I think on this game Emerson's been in a class of one. Pole position, fast lap, and the race win. He's got the full house, hasn't he? Brilliant stuff indeed then. As Emerson there wins the race, and second position is Cartboy. Great performance there from Cartboy, and also extended in the second. Milan on the podium then for the 3rd time this season, and Milan has also got his first ever driver there as well, from 19th to 3rd. Mainly the reason for that is, though, is because Milan doesn't usually have penalties, does he? He's usually in the top half of the field when he qualifies. Pease in 4th position. I think that he'll get my second drive today. He had a good drive today, didn't he? Mr. Elite in 5th position. Well, maybe Mr. Elite might do that as well. Great drive from Mr. Elite. Tango in 6th. Cowie 7th. Equals Diego in 9th. And V Todd in 10th. Indian Jesus just outside the points of 11th position. 12th is Nosey. Liam in 13th. Donovan down 14th. Retirements is Gunnar. William Summer. Lost Souls, Voigt and German, unfortunately, all retired from this Belgium Grand Prix. And I've got Milan in the booth now as well. And of course, I usually wait till the results come down, but unfortunately, the time queues were set. So we talked to Milan then. Milan, I think that's your first ever Driver of the Day award in ALR history. Fantastic stuff, Ben. But your first drive for Ferrari, that just seemed to went absolutely perfect for you.
Yeah, no slow engine in the back, so I was fine.
I was mentioned on the screen on the stream though that the reason why that's your first ever Driver of the Day award is because you hardly get any penalty, any grid penalties or anything like that. Then, which sometimes is a bit unjust, really, isn't it, for Driver of the Day? But how are you feeling that Friday? And of course, this is your first drive for the Ferrari team today, and that's Ferrari's best result of the season as well. How was your overall race then? Describe it to me.
Oh, well, it wasn't that clean because I had two almost spin moments, almost parked it in a wall. But overall, yeah, nice race, 19th to 3rd, and Mr. Elite drove a great race too, so I'm happy with that one.
Yeah, it was a really good performance indeed. And I think if my maths is right, which is not right actually, you're now only 1 point behind Knowles now in the battle for third in the championship. Then, and even though you've missed a race last week, you've come back very strong, and potentially you could be on course then for that third. Would you be satisfied with that season? With the season?
I'd rather be second, so I'm fighting with that for that.
Indeed, and that second position at the moment is Cardboy as well. Is he catchable?
He is catchable, yeah.
Excellent stuff indeed then. Well done, Milan. And going on to Italy in a week's time then, how are you feeling to drive on the home track for Ferrari?
Is Monza after this?
Yes. What, actually? Yes, it is. Oh, phew. I was sweating now.
I'm so bad there, so I'm not fine with that one.
Well, hopefully you can get a good result then. So you're not thinking of a podium again then?
Not even thinking of points, to be honest.
Oh, blimey. Well, I'm sure that there will be points coming your way. Well done, Milan. Fantastic result today. Really, hats off to you, my good man, then. I think the Cardboy's not in this party. I don't think he wants to talk to me. So, unfortunately, we've got to talk to Emerson. Emerson, I was mentioning on the stream about your accolades and stuff in ALR, and I think today was just the basically the perfect performance day. A bit of a celebration of what you've done on this game on Formula 1 2020 over the last 2 seasons. Brilliant stuff indeed then. But today that looked like a very easy performance there from Lights to Flag victory.
It wasn't well. It was easy, but I mean, I did get quite lucky with the likes of Peas and Tango and Lost Souls. Obviously, whatever happened in their races, because I chose to set up the car in a way that it wasn't very quick down the straight line, but I was more comfortable in the middle sector. And in that first stint, Lost Souls was probably gaining like 3 or 4 attempts on me down the straight without DRS. So I think if they did keep in that battle, then yeah, I think it would have definitely been a harder race because I just did not have the straight line speed. But it is what it is. Yeah, I was quite happy with it. It was quite a comfortable race. I just extended the medium stint just a little bit, with the 1 lap longer, just so that other people would pit before me, just to make sure I could get the fastest lap on the freshest softs. Yeah, but it was just a relatively straightforward drive from then onwards. I mean, yeah, pretty happy with the Grand Slam. On to Monza for next week.
Good stuff indeed. I want to raise a point though before we go off air. And there's a bit of a contentious moment on lap 1 between yourself, Tango, and Pisa, where 3 into 1 didn't go at the top of the hill into Lake Cobb. Then, how would you see that?
Well, I defended the inside line, and I'm not really sure exactly what happened, but I turned in as late as I possibly could, and they decided to go 3 wide. I think maybe Tango might have turned in a little bit too early. I'm guessing that might have sandwiched Peas into me, but at the end of the day, yeah, I don't think there's really a lot else I could have done because I was marginally ahead of the 2 of them. So I think probably one of them maybe should have backed out of it, seeing it is obviously the corner does tighten up there. Yeah, 3 wide was just never really going to happen through there. So I think that whoever was furthest back probably should have either backed out of it or just, yeah, maybe just did it a little bit differently, or Tango maybe could have turned in later and tried to stick on the outside of Peas. And yeah, it was a difficult one, obviously, because it was lap 1, and I did kind of predict that they might be on my back end coming up to the chicane, but Yeah, I kind of did a little Hamilton moment going through Eau Rouge and Radion where I lifted a little bit because I knew I didn't have the straight line speed, so they wouldn't have the momentum over the hill. And it did kind of work because they were just alongside me going down the Kemmel straight. But then from then onwards, yeah, it was a bit messy.
And just one more thing before we go off air then. There's about 200 points left up for grabs then in the World Championship. You're 137-ish points in front of Cartboy now. Is your focus now on the championship? Surely it must be, if only 200 points left up for grabs for the remainder of the season.
I think you're forgetting fastest lap, Sean, as well.
Shh.
Well, my aim is to get all of those points. How many there are? That's my aim, to try and get as many as you can. Take each race as it possibly as you go, and just keep on getting the wins and the points and pole positions, fastest laps. Maybe go for a drive of the day potentially as well. Maybe one race.
Maybe one day. Right, very well done, indeed. I think it was 208 points then. Whoops. All right, then. That's it for us tonight in gold, then. Tomorrow night, it is Silver's turn, isn't it? And just like Emerson, Troy is also marching towards that World Championship, isn't he? But however, Gamer struck back last week in the Hungarian Grand Prix with a fantastic steely performance. Can he do the same again tomorrow night in his home Grand Prix as well for Gamer? See you. Goodbye.